Breakfast show. Rise above the noise.
.27 past the hour of 6. MOG, Luigi McLean, Kobe Mante, and a host of others with a timeless classic. When peace like a river attended my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul. On the wings of that song, we welcome you to the Citi Breakfast Show today. It's Thursday, 14th of August 2025. From now to 10 o'clock, we bring you the highlights of the day, setting the scene with a newspaper review, business and sports, all within the first hour. Lots to talk about. Businesses brought to you by Access Bank in partnership with the WCI Forum. Invite you to Istanbul, Turkey for a lifetime business experience you don't want to miss. Join us for a premium international business adventure packed with B2B meetings, industrial zone and showroom tours, visits to top companies in construction, building and roofing materials, etc. Limited slots available. Call 0800 004400. Access Bank W, inspiring, connecting, empowering. And sometimes the answer the Lord gives is peace. It says, be anxious for nothing, but in everything through prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. Let your request be known to the Lord. And the peace of God that transcends understanding. So sometimes your mind cannot comprehend the experience that you go through, but the peace of God is a quiet assurance that you're still on the right path. And that assurance is much deeper than any logic. Peace has its own logic. It comes from the deep recesses of your heart to assure you that although your surroundings may be turbulent, what's inside is stronger and still. So he says, be still and know that I am God. So there's a logic that peace has that's beyond your reasoning, your calculation, or your human understanding. This is why the authors and the singers are right when they say, it is well with my soul. We're starting off with a newspaper review. Is brought to you by Fidelity Bank, and our Sika Boom Reloaded promo is here to reward your savings with life-changing cash prizes. Just deposit 500 cedis or more in your Fidelity account and you could win up to 100,000 cedis in our grand draw. With every 500 cedis growth deposit, you could win 5,000 cedis in monthly draws. We are here for your journey, Sika Boom style. This promo is on the NLA's Caritas lottery platform. Terms and conditions apply.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
Oh, Ghana, land of gold, land of hope.
This is Citi 97.3.
It's time to heal. In just one moon, we've cried too much. 15 children gone in a rush, on their way to praise your name, but the road took them away. We lost our legend, our shining star. Daddy Lumber, your voice still travels far, and the skies grew dark that day when the chopper fell from grace. Now our streets are heavy with tears, our hearts are wounded with fear, but I hear a voice so clear, Ghana, we must rise. Heal Ghana, ooh, heal our land. Politicians, take each other's hand. Reach us, lead us, lift us in prayer. Kings and chiefs, let your wisdom steer. Let's put aside
Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
our stride. Together, all together, we can heal Ghana.
Citi 97.3.
From the north to the southern shore, every child's life is worth much more. Fix our roads, keep our skies so safe. Guard our schools, heal the broken faith. Let no tribe, no color divide. We are one under God's bright light. Every voice, every hand must build. Every wound, every scar be healed. Oh, I see a brighter day if we choose the righteous way. Let the healing start today.
Heal Ghana, pray for the country, work together to build a better future for our children. It's a great call put together in this wonderful song. It's Thursday morning. Welcome to the City Breakfast Show. It's Bernard Avle with his gang of two for today. Good morning to Francisca Kakra Forsing.
Good morning, Bernard.
And to Richard the Last Guy.
Good morning, Bernard.
How you doing?
We're doing inside the system. we do.
All right, so we're going to get straight into the headlines.
Yes. So we have the Ghanaian Times for this morning. Helicopter crash. State funeral for victims tomorrow. And all the victims, the photographs are published here on the front page. Also, we are ready for Akwetia by-election on September 2. That is the Electoral Commission assuring the Ghanaian people. And then also in sacrifice, they gave their lives. The Ghana Armed Forces eulogizing victims of the helicopter crash.
Okay, on the front page of the Daily Guide cover stories, Kwehuhine celebrates with supporters August 17. Bafo Boni removes Justice Upon from law school. Also, Baumia picks forms, calls for clean campaign. Helicopter crash. Tokono lays wreath, signs book of condolence. And police arrest MPP serial caller over gun claims.
And let me take you to the Daybreak newspaper. Chopper crash. CDS peaks out over cocoa sacks used for victims. Burnt remains. Also on the front page this morning, a story that says mob attacks IGP's anti-Galamsey task force, and a very gory photograph here on the front page. Also, focus on ideas, not insults. Baumia tells MPP flag bearer hopefuls. And the GJA is commiserating with the Ghana Armed Forces over the chopper crash. And then the story that is almost everyone on social media, Sir Obama, Pokwase Fante Comedy granted bail, but they remain in custody.
Okay, to the Daily Post, and Ghana Gas meets NPA to strengthen energy sector collaboration. Also, Raymond Atuguba appointed GLC's acting director of legal education, and MPP activist Sir Obama Pokwase Fante Comedy granted bail but remain in custody.
The Daily Democrat says, my conversation with Dr. Omani Boama, tribute by Emmanuel Oparejan. Also on the front page this morning, Vice President calls for unity in African politics. And in loving memory of Dr. Edward Kofi Omani Boama, Dr. Mark Oliver Kevo writes. And then something here that says, Hajia Mariam Mohammed, crowned developing queen of Kwashi. I don't know what that means.
Okay, the BNFT is reporting strong cedi easing inflation creates room for lending expansion. Targeted financing seen as key to Africa's industrial growth, and that's coming from GHIB. And RNAQ Foundation commits 500,000 Ghana cedis to fund nationwide study on youth opioids abuse. Republic Bank takes a bold stand in mining finance, and Melcom Group mourns fallen officials.
Let's take you online. Channel 1 newsonline.com. CDS apologizes to journalists over military assaults. Also, prophecies won't derail our reset agenda. Asiedun Ketia. Meanwhile, Colonel Festus Abuaji says premature to blame anyone for helicopter crash. He also says Anala was top certified VIP pilot, speaking on the point of view. In other headlines, VRA denies ownership of helicopter in Nkoko emergency landing. And Galamsey fight getting worse. No progress on the NDC. Mensha North MP says this. If you go to citynewsroom.com, the lead story, pray before announcing prophecies, Cardinal Texan to prophets. Also, tackle Galamsey to honor helicopter crash victims. Greater Accra chiefs to government. Kenashigbe says dismiss MMDC's police commanders in Galamsey areas. And other stories, Sir Obama, Fante Comedy granted bail as you read. And arrest of Sir Obama, proof of selective justice. This is Salam Mustafa. My Joy Online is leading with an interview with Tanko Computer. He says hours before his death, Omani Boama shared Akwetia by election strategy. Kumasi Archbishop leads delegation to console Asante over Asante Hema's passing. Now this story is very worrying. Mob attacks IGP Special Anti-Galamsey Task Force in Bonteso in Ashanti region. And then this is an interesting one. Ogua Traditional Council fines radio presenter 30,000 and 3 sheep for unguarded utterances. 30,000 and 3 sheep. The High Street Journal, despite widespread in cost of credit across banks, young entrepreneurs say rates are inimical to business expansion. Still on business, Mine Workers Union demands end to outsourcing coal mining operations, warning of threat to industrial stability. So many stories. Graphic this morning leads with equip armed forces to deal with emergencies. Now that's Francis Poku on the front page of the Daily Graphic. Also, stronger legislation needed for forensic DNA testing, according to an expert. Vigil held at Burma Camp and Takrady for departed patriots. And military invites experts manufacturer to examine the black box. So a lot of new developments when it comes to do with the crash. Maybe we want to start from there.
Yeah, so let's stick off from the big funeral that is happening tomorrow. If you go to page 12 of the Ghanaian Times, my good friend Julius Yaopetechi writes that Ghanaians will tomorrow gather at the Black Star Square in Accra and other parts of the country to bid farewell to 8 of the country's compatriots who perished in a helicopter crash on August 6, 2025. Now, the state funeral is expected to be held or led by President John Dramani Mahama and Vice President Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman. Now, other mourners will include the families of the deceased, ministers of state and members of parliament, the judiciary and diplomatic community, the clergy, traditional authorities, friends and other sympathizers. Now, all mourners are expected to be seated by 7 a.m. and the funeral commences at exactly 8 a.m. Now, ahead of the state funeral, a requiem mass is expected to be held for 2 of the victims, Dr. Edward Kofi Omani-Boama and squadron leader Peter Bafemi Anala, at the Christ the King Catholic Church here in Accra today, Thursday, August 14, 2025. Now, the 8 victims on board a Z9 helicopter operated by the Ghana Air Force died in the crash in the Adansi area in the Ashanti region en route to Obuasi on Wednesday, August 6, 2025.
Let me give you a few stories related. So, a former National Security Minister, Francis Poku, has called for support for the Ghana Armed Forces for it to handle disasters of large magnitude effectively. But he said the cost of implementing such a contingency plan and responding to disasters that require building back infrastructure to mitigate impact and supporting families could be frightening, which all governments had not been able to address effectively. Speaking to the Daily Graphic exclusively last Tuesday after laying floral wreath at the ceremonial garden at Jubilee House, Francis Poku, who was once at the helm of the country's security architecture for many years, said he could not vouch for the country's capacity to respond to large-scale disasters, but added that supporting the military to fortify its capacity could fill the gap. Now, speaking of the military itself, the Chief of Defense Staff has been doing a number of things. He's been apologizing to journalists for what happened, I think, a couple of weeks ago, and basically attacks against journalists by soldiers.
Okay.
And then he's also been explaining the circumstances around the rescue and the mission to retrieve the bodies.
Okay.
So let me give you those two quickly. The CDS Lieutenant General William Ajapong has apologized to journalists who have been assaulted or obstructed by military personnel while carrying out their duties. The apology was delivered during a visit by leadership of the GJA to the CDS office on Wednesday. The GJA delegation had visited to commiserate with the armed forces over the loss of the 3 service members in the August 6 helicopter crash. Now, at the same event...
Yeah, but I didn't hear an apology to the gentleman who was also beaten.
He made it general.
And they have not given us an update on what is happening to the soldiers. It's completely unacceptable. Apologies are not just enough. Do more than just apologies.
He also clarified why cocoa sacks were used to carry the remains of the 8 people who died on August 6. He said although body bags were available at the scene, the severity of the burns made it impossible to use them. We had some body bags at the scene, but the remains were so heated that it was not conducive for the bags to be used. According to him, the rescue team operating deep in the forest and racing against nightfall relied on what he called the available and appropriate material to remove the remains from the crash site. He also, of course, then said other things in relation to this. Now, there's a couple more I'll just give you before Francisca you come in. The government says they are also getting some experts to help to examine the black box. So that's on page 16 of the Daily Graphic, basically saying, and this was said by the Deputy Minister for Defense, and he's basically saying that the country is relying on external support to get the information from the black box. Story started on page 13. Let me just give it to you quickly before I go to the rest. The Ghana Forces is awaiting aviation experts and the manufacturers of the Z9 military helicopter that crashed in the country on August 6 to determine the procedure for examining its anti-crash recorder. The CDS, William Ejapong, who disclosed this yesterday, reiterated that the device had already been retrieved and was being preserved as part of ongoing investigations into the tragedy. So those are the key stories here. He didn't tell us where they were coming from, but obviously they are external people who deal with the plane.
The Daily Guide is reporting that suspended CJ Tokono laid a wreath and also signed the Book of Condolence. Suspended Chief Justice Gertrude Tokono has laid a wreath in memory of the 8 Ghanaians who lost their lives in the tragic helicopter accident on Wednesday, August 6, 2025. Justice Tokono, who was in all black long dress and corresponding shoes and handbag, visited the premises of the Ministry of Defense, where she also signed the Book of Condolence in their honor. She was accompanied by her husband, Francis Tokonu, as she honored the memories of the gallant 8 who lost their lives in service to the nation.
It was a really beautiful sight to see her do what she did yesterday. Let me take you now to page 8 of the Daybreak newspaper. There are some stories there. The first one says MPP condemns party-affiliated TikTok users over helicopter crash comments. The story says the General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, Justin Frimpong Kodia, has condemned disturbing social media commentary by individuals linked to the party following the recent Z9 military helicopter crash. Now, speaking during a visit to the national headquarters of the National Democratic Congress, Mr. Kodia criticized comments made by some TikTok users believed to be affiliated to the MPP, describing them as unfortunate and condemnable and unrepresentative of the party's values. There's a quote here that says, "It is important that in times like these, we also show solidarity." He said these are really a good step forward. Meanwhile, we are told by the Deputy Minister for Defense that the crash will be transparent. The crash investigation will be transparent and no cover-up will be seen. Now, the Ministry of Defense has assured that thorough investigations will be conducted into the crash, and they are basically quoting the Deputy Minister for the sector, Bruja Jemfi, addressing the press.
Let me give you a quick one. Tackle Galamsey to honor helicopter crash victims. Greater Accra chiefs say this to the government, and I'm linking it to a Galamsey story that occurred in the Ashanti region. So Citi News is reporting that Greater Accra Regional House of Chiefs is urging the government to intensify efforts to combat illegal mining in honor of the 8 individuals who perished on August 6. Speaking at the signing of Book of Condolence at the Defense Ministry, President of the Regional House of Chiefs, Ni Odafio Weleche III, warned that failing to tackle the menace decisively would undermine the significance of the sacrifice of the 8. Okay. Now, while he was saying this, there was an attack by a mob against the IGP Special Anti-Galamsey Task Force at a place called Bonteso. I don't know if you have it in the paper, but what I have here is on my journal online. It says the IGP Special Anti-Galamsey Task Force came under attack at Bonteso in Ashanti after seizing an excavator from an illegal mining site near Mansun Kwanta. The assailants, reportedly led by the local assembly member, pelted the team with stones in an attempt to prevent them from leaving the site. The crowd, made up of largely community members, confronted the officers despite warning shots being fired to disperse them. Leader of the team, ASP Bawa Abdul Jalil, and General Sergeant Agblekbe Mawena Yao sustained injuries during the confrontation. The task force, however, managed to arrest the assembly member Patrick Asari, along with 2 others, Osei Vasco and Akwesiam Ponsa. After a series of warning shots and targeted arrests, the officers regained control of the situation, dispersed the hostile crowd, and transported the seized excavator to Mansour Dubia. Now, Kenashigbe is calling on the government to arrest MMDCs and appointees, in fact, dismiss officials of government and police commanders in Galamsey district. This is in relation to this. So the convener of the Anti-Galamsey Coalition, Kenashigbe, has urged the president to immediately dismiss MMDCEs and police commanders in communities where illegal mining activities persist. He argues that such action is necessary to hold local authorities accountable for the continued environmental destruction caused by Galamsey.
Let me bring you this rather bizarre story from Daily Guide. Peacemaker killed while separating fight. A 23-year-old man has unfortunately lost his life while trying to separate 2 people who were virtually at each other's throats at Ataso, a farming community in the Ashanti region. There was a misunderstanding between one Awudu and another unknown boy over a stolen gold detector machine on August 12, 2025.
Galamsey.
And so, exactly. And so Joseph Lawe, now deceased, tried to ensure peace between them. Awudu, who was eager to physically attack the unknown boy, was reportedly restrained by Lawe an action which infuriated him, that's Audu, to inflict cutlass wounds on Lawe, the peacemaker, and shockingly ended his life. So the matter has been reported to the police, who are on the hunt for the alleged killer.
Now, talking about the police, and before I bring you this other story in the news, we are told by VRA that they do not own the helicopter involved in the Nkoko emergency situation. So
give me the story.
So the story is on page 5 of the Daybreak newspaper. It says the Volta River Authority has issued a firm denial over recent media reports that wrongly attributed a helicopter emergency landing in the Nkoko area in the eastern region to the authority. Now, the incident, which occurred on Monday, August 11, involved a helicopter that was forced to land due to poor visibility caused by bad weather. Now, in a statement released today, Wednesday, so yesterday, August 13, and signed by the VRA's David Adomako Mensah, Director of Corporate Affairs and External Relations, the power producer emphasized that it does not own or operate any aircraft. There's a quote here that says that we would like to state unequivocally that the said helicopter does not belong to VRA, and neither does VRA operate aviation services. The statement reads. And
So
it goes
who
on.
owns the helicopter?
Well, so that's a matter that perhaps would have to be addressed subsequently. In fact, in the statement, they said that it belongs to Volta River Aviation something, which is not.
So
part
I
of-
think I don't know whether they confuse
Yeah, so-
Volta Aviation
Yeah,
for
so
Volta.
Volta River Aviation Limited, apparently registered aircraft.
So it has nothing to do with VRA.
It has nothing to do with VRA.
Oh, okay. Let's come back to the other story.
Okay, so the other story has to do with 2 arrested over alleged threats to President Mahama. Yesterday, we're told that the gentlemen were hauled before the circuit court in Accra, and they have since been granted bail, except that they're still in custody, having failed to comply with a number of things.
But
So,
I'm told MPP activists released on 50,000 bail.
okay, so if that, maybe that's a subsequent development, but as of last night, the suggestion
Because what Fauzi Masaudi reported was that Sir Obama was
able to meet the bail bond.
That's what he reported, that he was given 50,000 bail. We don't know whether at the time of the report.
Yeah, so the court would grant you bail, but once they demand surety in the form of whatever it is, you have to fulfill some of the conditions.
Still on
all
that
the
story,
conditions
MPP
for your
supporters
bail.
thronged the police headquarters over the arrest of Sir Obama, who is a known supporter and serial caller, if you want to use that word, of the MPP. And according to the police, this forms part of ongoing intelligence-led operations aimed at basically it was around some things he posted and stuff.
Yeah, apparently he's been posting photographs and videos involving heavy-duty military weapons.
Yes, so
or military-grade weapons. And the police are claiming that they arrested him to assist, or they got him to assist in investigation.
Using those videos and photos. Now,
as to how that makes sense, I'm not so
still
sure.
in the MPP, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has had over 490 MPP youth organizers pick forms for him. So over 490 youth organizers of the MPP, including substantive and deputy youth leaders from constituencies across the country, have picked up nomination forms for the former Vice President Dr. Bawumia ahead of the party's presidential primary in January. The group argued that Dr. Bawumia is the party's best bet to secure victory in the 2028 general elections. Now, during their visit to the campaign office of Dr. Bawumia, the organizers chanted songs in support of his bid to lead the MPP. Dr. Bawumia himself has been urging MPP aspirants to do their campaign devoid of insults and to focus on ideas and issues. So those are the political stories from the MPP side. What else do you have?
I have a final one from the Daily Post. Raymond Atuguba appointed GLC's acting director of legal education, Justice upon reassigned. And it reads, former Dean of the University of Ghana School of Law, Professor Raymond Atuguba, has been appointed Acting Director of Legal Education at the General Legal Council. His appointment, effective September 1, follows the recall of Justice B.Y.K. Opong from the role. A letter signed by Acting Chief Justice Paul Bafoboni stated that Justice Opong, a Justice of the Court of Appeal, is being reassigned to focus fully on judicial duties. Professor Atuguba will lead the Council's legal education administration while a search is undertaken for a permanent director of legal education. The acting Chief Justice commended Justice Opong for his significant contribution to professional legal training during his tenure.
Sorry?
Anyway, let me take you back to the Ghanaian Times. There's a story here that is concerning. U.S. report flags pre-trial detention, human rights concerns in Ghana. Malik Suleimana, writing on page 3 of the Ghanaian Times, says the United States Department of State has identified lengthy pre-trial detention as a serious problem in Ghana, noting instances where prisoners were held for indefinite periods through the renewal of warrants or by allowing warrants to lapse while investigations continued. Now, these findings were contained in the 2024 country reports on human rights practices, an annual review on the status of internationally recognized human rights and worker rights around the globe. Now, the report submitted to the U.S. Congress under the Foreign Assistance Act of 1961 and the Trade Act of 1974 cover all countries receiving U.S. assistance and all United Nations member states. And it goes on to provide some troubling
Let's
figures.
deal with some economic stories.
Yes, and the Business and Financial Times is reporting that with a strong currency and falling inflation, banks have more scope to expand lending. And that's according to the Bank of Ghana Governor, Dr. Johnson Siama. The cedi has appreciated more than 40% against the US dollar so far this year, supported by improved reserves, which reached 11.1 billion US dollars by end of June, equal to 4.8 months of import cover. Inflation dropped to 12.1% in August, the lowest in nearly 4 years, from 13.7% in June. These developments create a more favorable risk environment for banks to expand credit prudently, Dr. Isiama told banking executives at a post-monetary policy committee meeting in Accra on Wednesday.
Still on the BOG, the governor is saying that the bank is to roll out new reforms to tackle credit risk and strengthen liquidity. So the Bank of Ghana is set to introduce a new framework aimed at managing interest rate risks in the banking sector. Now, this framework is part of a comprehensive package of measures aimed at strengthening the resilience of the banking sector, enhancing transparency, aligning Ghana's financial system with the highest international standards. And he was speaking during the meeting with heads of banks. He said the BOG will also introduce regulatory measures targeted at credit risk. So we are told some of this includes naming and shaming loan defaulters. People take money, they don't want to pay.
Yeah.
There may be a recourse to publishing their names in the newspapers or something. We don't know.
Yeah, but we might do it lawfully, though.
Oh, of course. And the people don't want to pay their money.
Yeah, so let's pursue them through the appropriate channels. I'm not so sure about publishing their details and all of that.
If you go and take money, pay.
Anyway, brother, let me take
Don't
you
run
to,
away and say you are hiding under whatever.
let me take you to this other story before we go. We are told 3 million children are suffering from various learning disabilities. The story is by Cliff Ekuful on in the Ghanaian Times this morning, the back page, and it says approximately 3 million children of school-going age suffer one form or the other of learning disability. The technical advisor to the minister responsible for education, Professor George Odro, has revealed. Now, key among these learning disabilities, he emphasized, were the various forms of dyslexic learning difficulties, which affected more than half of the estimated number of children. Now, there's a quote here that deals with them. And in Ghana, the Africa Dyslexia Organization estimates that approximately 3 million Ghanaians live with various forms of dyslexia.
Let me give you quickly. In other
that.
parts of Africa, there's a lot of trouble in the Sudan Darfur region. BBC is leading with a rare footage showing plight of civilians in a besieged Sudan city. Cape Verde has declared a state of emergency after deadly floods, after vast amounts of rain. And the Nigerian Air Force said they have foiled a terrorist attack and killed over 529 people.
529 people.
My brother, is in the graphic. All of this, things are happening around us. So
Charlie?
it's crazy. It's a
And
terror.
we are watching Galamsey, so people had the nerves to attack the police.
Yeah, it's a lot of things. Sky, thank you, Francisca. That was the newspaper review. City Business News comes up next.
Sika boom. Fidelity Bank say save and win. Muntio. Sika boom. Just deposit and begin. Sika Bieto. Every 500 CDs you keep for a month, you get 1 point all at once. More deposits, gets more points in. More points, more cash you feel win. How many points? 1 point every 500 CDs. What if you win? 5,000 CDs monthly. And the grand prize? Hey! 100,000 Ghana CDs.
Don't wait. Visit any Fidelity branch or agent nationwide to deposit in multiples of 500 CDs. The more you deposit, the better your chances to win 5,000 CDs monthly and 100,000 CDs in the grand draw. Terms and conditions apply. Win with us. Fidelity Bank, believe with us. This is an NLA approved promo, now running on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Oh, jump on now. Go, the go. Google me. What time will you come back where I don't hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car? No, I don't change my car. It be the same, right? It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so. This is the type of fuel where they want to. Cause now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir. Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there. Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel? Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you. Hey, then make a finish my go be fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my go be inside? I give you info. Make a feel the go be too small. The go. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
City Business News with EcoBank and MTN. Nashika has the details. Good morning.
Good morning, Bernard. Hello and welcome to the breakfast edition of the City Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil and EcoBank. I'm Nashika Caesar. Coming up, Bank of Ghana orders banks to tighten foreign exchange compliance and ban unapproved remittance channels. Also coming up, Ghana Chamber of Construction Industry pushes for government and private sector leaders to fully leverage African Continental Free Trade Area. And later, Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana urge stronger ties between trading associations for stronger business community. We settle for the details of our stories now. The Bank of Ghana is directing all commercial banks and payment service providers to strictly enforce foreign exchange compliance rules, including a ban on unauthorized remittance channels and the use of unofficial exchange rates, as well as the submission of weekly inward remittance reports. Governor Dr. Johnson Isiama announced the measures at the opening of a meeting with heads of banks on Wednesday, warning that violations will attract sanctions under the Payment Systems and Services Act and the Banks and Specialized Deposit-Taking Institutions Act. Dr. Johnson Isiama noted that this comes amid reforms targeting credit risk, liquidity and interest rate risk management as the central bank seeks to protect the sector from shocks and sustain macroeconomic stability.
We are tightening enforcement of the Foreign Exchange Act and the guidelines for inward remittance services. This means there will be no use of unapproved channels for remittance terminations. There will be no FX swaps within remittance operations, and there will be no remittance terminations without Bank of Ghana approval, and no application of unprescribed FX rates. And effective immediately, all banks and payment service providers must submit weekly inward remittance reports that detail transactions and FX credit to nostro accounts. Failure to do so will attract sanctions under the Payment Systems and Services Act, as well as the Banks and Specialized Deposit-Taking Institutions Act. At the same time, we will engage the Ghana Association of Banks in a structured discussion on proposals, some of which they have shared with us, relating to NOP support, relating to FX forward auctions, remittance coordination, and market liquidity.
That was the governor of the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Johnson Isiama, speaking there. Now the Ghana Chamber of Construction Industry wants the government and private sector leaders to close ranks and fully leverage the African Continental Free Trade Area, AFCFTA, to boost economic growth. The chamber argues that Ghana's strategic advantage as the AFCFTA Secretariat host country will mean little unless deliberate steps are taken to align local construction capabilities with continental continental demand. Speaking to Citi Business News on the sidelines of a business forum in Accra, the CEO of the chamber, Emmanuel Cherry, stressed that the construction sector, which plays a pivotal role in infrastructure development, could tap into a larger African market if bottlenecks such as inconsistent regulations and slow project approvals are addressed.
The time has come for us to interface among ourselves, to do business among ourselves within the diaspora. Africa Continental Free Trade has been introduced and been launched. Thankfully, Ghana has the Secretariat as the host, but a little has been seen or been done by the industry players. We need to come together, congregate, and make sure that we dialogue among ourselves and see the opportunities in there. How do we take advantage over the Africa Continental Free Trade? The business portfolios is very huge, but what are the opportunities and what are the challenges? If there are bottlenecks, how do we resolve those bottlenecks and take them out? What are the trade barriers?
That was the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Chamber of Construction Industry, Emmanuel Cherry there. Moving on, the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana is advocating for all trading associations to rally together for a stronger, unified voice in shaping the future of doing business at the nation's ports. The association maintains that such unity will bring greater negotiating power, stronger influence on policy, and faster progress toward fair and efficient port operations. Executive Secretary of the association, Samson Asaki Awingobet, called on trading associations to put aside competition and work collectively toward shared goals.
Importer association is there, Gupta is there, GIF is there, TAC is there. All of us are there, FAC, food and beverage. We should rather come to very united front, stand for our people, than to be competitive. We are not competitive. We should rather collaborate more than competing. Well, whom are we competing? Because we are fighting for the very principle to make sure that importers can now have the strength, walk to any shipping line, and the shipping line will respect them. Than to, if a truck owner or driver or a mate is going to pick a cargo in the port, terminal operators should respect the mate, they should respect the drivers, they should respect the agent, they should respect the importer, they should respect the exporter, so that these are the grievances with them. When the day we wake up and everybody will walk to somebody's office and they will respect them, we will also be happy. And so the advocacy continues unabated.
Samson Asaki Awingobet is Executive Secretary of the Importers and Exporters Association of Ghana. Now, mobile money services will be interrupted come August 17, 2025, as MTN Ghana embarks on a planned systems upgrade from 12 a.m. to 6 a.m. on August 17. The telecommunications giant announced that a system upgrade will result in a disruption to all services on the Momo platform. It further states that the exercise is to enhance service delivery and help resolve the security breaches that affected approximately 5,700 of its customers. Charles Asamoah is the Chief Technology and Service Delivery Officer of Mobile Money Limited, and he says MTN sincerely apologizes for any inconveniences that the exercise may cause.
Please be informed of a planned system upgrade on 17th of August 2025 from 12 midnight to 6 a.m. During this period, all Momo services will be unavailable. This upgrade is to improve our services to you. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience caused and thank you for your understanding.
Charles Asamoah is the Chief Technology and Service Delivery Officer of Mobile Money Limited. Now, the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers (COPEC) is urging the National Petroleum Authority (NPA) to take decisive steps to sanitize the downstream petroleum sector by closing outlets operating without the required licenses. The call comes after the NPA warned that any fuel station found operating without proper authorization faces immediate closure and possible decommissioning. Speaking to Citi Business News, COPEC Executive Secretary Duncan Amoah emphasized that strict enforcement is necessary to ensure compliance and maintain market integrity.
You don't issue warnings. Go out and work. It's not proper that people hold petroleum products when we don't know where their facilities are, what safety protocols have been put in place, what kind of environmental impact assessments are done around where these products are being held. So if you allow just anybody at all to handle or store petroleum products or transmit, sell, or engage in the business of petroleum without having to verify all these, you are simply endangering the public. And I expect the NPA to go out there and work towards cleaning whatever mess that may exist rather than issuing warnings. I don't think that it's time for warnings. It's time to ask.
Duncan Amwa is Executive Secretary of the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, COPEC. Now, on the interbank market today, the dollar is going for 11 cedis, 50 pesos, while the British pound is going for 15 cedis, 20 pesos, and the euro is going for 13 cedis. And that's all for the breakfast edition of the City Business News, proudly brought to you by MTN, Goil, and EcoBank. I'm Nashika Caesar. Many thanks for your company. Do have a great business day.
If you know these sounds, you didn't just live through the 90s. You lived the experience. Back then, connection took minutes. Today, it takes a blink. You express yourself with memes. You hold video calls across continents. You say hey to an AI who responds,
"Hello, Kwame."
You order rides, dinner, and dreams all from the palm of your hand. A lot has changed, so have we. For over 3 decades, EcoBank has evolved with you, leading digital banking in Ghana and across 33 African countries, pioneering solutions built around how you live, move, and dream today. From our express points to EcoBank Pay, online banking, and the mobile app, we are where you are. Here for today, ready for tomorrow. Now, that's change, powered by EcoBank.
EcoBank, a better way to bank your way. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Momo. It has made life happen in lots of good ways.
Mr. Kwanzaa, Mr. Insurance claim no.
It has put together beautiful weddings. It has filled the bellies of boys at their favorite watchy joint.
My guy, stop. Who they chop cancel these days?
It has made millions of businesses possible. We are back in business. With just a few taps, money moves faster, easier, and safer. Momo understands the weight of your trust in us. We continuously enhance security with features like self-paying reset to help you protect your money. Momo will only call you with 0244 300,000. No MTN or Momo staff will call or ask for your PIN or one-time password. Do not transfer funds to anyone whose identity you have not verified. Do not approve any prompts you have not initiated. Momo, still Munsaka.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
13 minutes past 7, the City Business News was brought to us by EcoBank and MTN. Well, as things change, so does EcoBank. One thing's for sure. We have pioneered a range of digital banking solutions designed for the way we live today. From the mobile app, EcoBank Pay and Express Points across the country. EcoBank is right where you are. EcoBank, a better way to bank your way. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank. And have you heard the latest from MTN? If not, then listen up. For those who love MTN Free After One, prepare for the upgraded experience. That is MTN Free After One Extra. With this, you can talk for a whole hour uninterrupted while paying for only the very first minute of every 10 minutes you talk, which means for every 10 minutes you talk within the hour, you pay for the first minute. To subscribe to MTN Free After One Extra, just dial *550#. That's *550#. MTN is proud to be associated with the City Business Edition. Kickoff is next with Lesheho. You deserve financial peace, and Lesheho is here to give you that and more. Life comes with challenges from finance, but with Leshego, you don't have to face them alone. Whether it's education, rent, or unexpected expenses, we've got the right loan to meet your needs at the right time. Simply call or WhatsApp Nana on 027 004 0799. Let's make life easier together. Terms and conditions apply. Leshego, let's improve life. Also sponsored by Polytank. It's been over 30 years of high quality tank production for many generations. When it comes to water storage tanks, the name we know and trust is Polytank. It's available at the same price across the country at Polytank partner shops. Be it the Rambo, the Hippo, the Sumo, or the Super Sumo, durability is always assured. Caution, Polytank does not request for Momo payments online. And how do you want your engine to feel today? Confident, protected, ready to perform? Then let's talk about Shell's V-Power with Dynaflex Tech. Is specially formulated to clean and protect your engine, giving it the boost it needs. So fill up with Shell V-Power at a service station near you and feel performance, feel confidence, and feel protection. Feel unbeatable because the best choices just feel right. Fuel the feeling with Shell V-Power. Shell, go well.
And the European champions pick up where they left off, picking up a trophy here tonight in Udinese. The best team in Europe has won the Super Cup, and the captain has the trophy, Marquinhos, and the teammates are there, and the super team from the Parc des Princes has won the Super Cup.
Good morning, it's Thursday morning. Welcome to Kickoff on the Citi Breakfast Show. PSG, they pulled off a stunning comeback in Udine, Italy, scoring twice in the final minutes to force penalties and then beating Spurs in spot kicks to lift the UEFA Super Cup. We'll bring you more on Kickoff, which is powered by Shell. Shell go well, Zonda GH, Politangana, Elesheho. Let's improve life. Let's start off with the Gbese Manche Cup, and that's Gbese Manche Homo Peace Cup kicks off this Sunday at 5 p.m. at the Accra Sports Stadium. Yesterday, the coaches and captains of Accra Hearts of Oak and Kpando Hearts of Lions met at the Gbese Manche Palace for an official pre-match press event. Our reporter Julio Eshrifi Amwa was there and filed this report.
All eyes will be on the Accra Sports Stadium this Sunday as Ghana's oldest football club, Accra Hearts of Oak, face up with Kpando Hearts of Lions in the Gbese Manche Homo Peace Cup. This will be the second time the two sides meet under this competition. The first was last year, when Hearts of Oak urged Lions on penalties to lift the trophy. At the pre-match press conference, Hearts of Oak head coach Masoud Didi Dramani spoke about his team's preparations ahead of the clash on Sunday.
It is better to take what you don't ask for, rather than to be looking for it. And so getting a high-profile game around this period is one of the prerequisites, and I think that the two teams that are involved definitely will take advantage of this in terms of looking at different components of the preparation.
On the other side, Heart of Lions head coach Bashir Hayford, whose team fell short in last year's encounter, says Saturday will be a completely different ball game.
This time round we are in again. I think we are not coming to just see it and leave it and go. We are preparing as we prepared for last season. The only this is that we have augmented the team a little. And so we are coming to play football, for people to see football.
Tragically, lost their lives in the helicopter crash, as well as the children who lost their lives on the Accra-Kumasi highway.
It's sad that we face this death that affected everything we are doing. The sad situation, the sad death of our 8 years, you so many things, and I urge you all to come in your numbers and speak good about it. Get Ghana to come to the Accra Sports Stadium. Sunday kickoff for the game is 5 p.m. Come and see culture, come and see our heritage, and come and enjoy what we call Homowo. From here,
for Accra House of Oak, they are trying to stamp the authority following last year's victory over Kwando House of Lions. For Kwando House of Lions, they are trying to seek redemption following last year's dramatic penalty loss to Accra House of Oak. Now all eyes are on Accra Sports Stadium to decide the final victor. But on One News, I am Julio Ashrifi Amwa.
The report was put together by my colleague Julio Ashrifi Amwa. Well, the 2025 Bese Hwanche Homo Cup is set to serve fans more than just football action this Sunday, with organizer Sami Enim Ado confirming a special musical performance from Ghanaian rap icon Ni Adokweno, popularly known as Tiny.
We are believing that next edition is possible. We will have Ashanti region represented by Asante Kotoko, another region, and then even if things work well, we can bring another country from South Africa, Morocco, all those countries that have good diplomatic ties with us to start with, so that because it's a culture thing. We are promoting our culture.
Right.
So there's nothing wrong bringing in this invitation too. So.
Right. So apart from the football game that will be happening on that day, are there any side attractions that you should be looking out?
I can confirm that we have the legend Tiny Chele Denche, and that song. If he doesn't perform that song, he won't leave the.
That was the organizer of the Gbese Manche Homo Cup, Sami Enim Ado. Let's head to women's football, and former Black Princesses and current Police Ladies head coach Yusuf Basigi has welcomed the approval of the motion for the election of a woman as the Ghana Football Association's second vice president, describing it as a positive step for women's football. Speaking on the sidelines of Tuesday's Ordinary Congress in Pram Pram, Yusuf Basigi commended the significant transformation women's football has undergone under Keto Kreku's administration.
So I'm very, very happy. For that one, yes, we all advocated for it. So we should embrace it. As for the women football, we are going to embrace it no matter what. And it's a good sign of women football in Ghana growing. So I'm very, very happy, and my colleagues are equally happy.
From 2019 to now, what would you say the progression of women's football has been under Keto Kreku's administration?
Massive. We've seen a lot of improvement from 2019 to date, so far as women football is concerned.
That was the head coach of the Police Ladies, Yusuf Basigi. Let's head to the Premier League now, and the chief executive of the Premier League, Richard Masters, says there are no plans to play matches outside of England, calling the idea not anywhere near in my entry. While Italy and Spain are seeking approval to stage league games in Australia and the United States, Masters says the Premier League already reaches global fans through its broadcasting partners.
We don't have any plans to play matches abroad. It's not anywhere near my in-tray, and I don't expect it to be. It's not a debate around our table.
Nonetheless, here in Liverpool, the chairman, Tom Verner, I think, has said that he supports the idea. Have clubs expressed support to you privately for this going forward?
No. I mean, Tom's views are his own, and he expressed them publicly, but it isn't a debate around our table.
But doesn't the financial appeal of it, if the Spanish and the Italian leagues are beginning to do this, does it not put pressure on the Premier League to follow suit? And if not, why not? Why?
The first thing to say, it hasn't happened yet. I mean, you need not only you need a whole bunch of things to happen before La Liga's or Serie A's plans. And just going back to, obviously, the Premier League flirted with this over a decade ago, or a decade ago. And the reason was to grow the league internationally. We've been able to do that through different means. We've been able to do that via digital means, via our amazing broadcast partners.
Well, Richard Masters adds that the league has no control over the timing of the case against Manchester City for alleged breaches of financial rules. According to him, he can only comment on the charges once a verdict is delivered.
Well, I think I'd be, as you know, the only point where I can speak publicly about it is in the charges and when the decision has been handed down, and that includes the timing of the decision. So I can't really get into it. I can't speculate about why or when. That's all I can say, really.
No need, I understand completely, but when you have Daniel Levy, one of your chairmen, saying that for the good of the game it needs to be resolved and it's gone on for too long, I mean, do you share some of that frustration?
Well, that's what we talked about last year, as you say. So that is correct in one sense, but Daniel is not in the same position as me. I can't talk about it.
That was the voice of Premier League CEO Richard Masters. Let's move to the Super Cup now, and Tottenham Hotspur lost to European champions PSG on penalties 4-3, and PSG of course lifted the UEFA Super Cup. Head coach of Spurs Thomas Frank described the defeat as operation succeeded but patient died, reflecting his mixed feelings about the team's performance.
It was a special operation, and it was medical terms, the operation succeeded but the patient died. So very, very proud of the players, the team, the club, the fans. I think the players gave everything. Playing against one of the best teams in the world, maybe the best at the moment, and I think we 75-80 minutes, perfect, almost giving nothing away against they put 4 players with unbelievable individual quality on the pitch. So very, very proud of them, yeah.
That was Tottenham Hotspur boss Thomas Frank. And finally, let's hear from PSG head coach Luis Enrique, who says Tottenham Hotspur deserved the win and his team was very lucky.
For 80 minutes, I didn't deserve that. I think Tottenham deserved the winning the match, because we can feel that they were in form. They can feel that they have been training for 6 weeks. They played a great match, and we have been training only for 6 days. But sometimes football is unfair, and I have to say that we were very lucky. In the last 10 minutes, we could score 2 goals. And I have to say that my players had faith until the last minute, like our supporters. But football is unpredictable, and in that sense, I have to say that we were very lucky.
That was PSG boss Luis Enrique, and that's the latest in the world of sports. For more on all these stories, visit citysportsonline.com. Kickoff was powered by Shell. Shell go well. Zonda GH, Politangana, and Leshejo. Let's improve life. I am Edwin Kwakofi. The City Breakfast Show with Bernard Avle continues.
Services, innovative financial solutions. We deliver on our promise, cause we are number one. Let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, let's share go. Even when you're stuck with nothing, no matter your situation, let's share go, we improve your life. Let's share go, let's share go, let's share go, hey mama, hey mama, hey mama. Let's share go, we improve your life. Polytech is everywhere, durable and authentic. Stronger brand you can trust. Polytech, we get some more. The best.
Do you ever wonder how your car's engine is doing as you drive?
Not often.
Does it feel confident and protected, or is it tired and struggling?
I have a busy schedule, so I leave matters of my engine to Shell V-Power. With Shell V-Power, you can feel confident because it is the best ever fuel designed for performance and efficiency. Shell V-Power removes performance-robbing deposits, so you can feel protected.
Fill up with Shell V-Power at a Shell service station near you. Feel confidence, feel protection, and feel performance over and over again with Shell V-Power. Fuel the feeling with Shell V-Power. Go well.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
Hello
everyone. Prices continue to drop at Electroland Ghana Limited. CDA Picky promotion on Samsung, TCL, Media, and NASCO Electronics. Get a NASCO 24-inch LED flat for $899 Ghana cedis. Starting from 2,999 Ghana cedis, you can get 6 kg NASCO washing machine plus a free gas stove. And the Media Inverter 1.5 HP R410 Unicool split comes with a free blender. And when you purchase 65, 75, and 85 TCL QD Mini LED 4K TVs, you will get a free TCL FHD Smart Android TV. Now buy a Samsung 578, 582, and 636-liter side-by-side refrigerators and walk away with free microwave grill. Go to our showrooms and dealer stores across Ghana now. Call 050-315-9739 or www.electrolandgh.com for inquiries.
What if the life you've always imagined is just one bold decision away? What if a globally recognized degree, a lucrative career, a new future for you and your family is right here, not in the future, not in theory, but now at the Best Education Study in Canada Fair 2025. Dreams are rising and Canada is opening the doors. Explore undergraduate and postgraduate study options, paid internships, and learn how the post-graduation work permit can launch your career in Canada. It's happening on the 20th of September at Accra City Hotel, 10 a.m. prompt, and it is free, but you have to register. So call or WhatsApp 025-6299-707 to get started. Imagine success. Think Canada. Attend the Best Education Study in Canada Fair 2025.
Grand finale of the Literacy Challenge 2025 is here! Congratulations to our top 10 finalists. But the big question is, who out of our top 10 wins the ultimate prize of 10,000 Ghana cedis, the Glitzy Trophy, and the bragging rights as the Literacy Challenge winner for 2025? Support your favorite students, support your school, and let's promote literacy in Ghana. Tune in live to Channel 1 TV for the grand finale on Saturday, 16th August 2025. Venue, Alisa Hotel Ridge, Accra. Time, 1 o'clock p.m. Call 0205-973-973 for more details. The Literacy Challenge 2025 is powered by 97.3 Citi FM, supported by Channel 1 TV, and sponsored by Bell Moo and GB Assessment.
Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
Unleashing the power of This is Citi 97.3.
city's biggest conversation.
$7:35 Kojo entry. A great song. Mumma Yende Doyo. Timely reminder of the place of love. Good morning, sir. Today marks the 9th birthday of my last baby, Michaela Akosia Damche Lincoln of Madonna School, Kofredia. The Damche Lincoln family wish her an awesome and blissful birthday. From the entire family, Kuku, Efia, Grannies, Mrs. Mary Lincoln of Kofredia Regional Hospital, and Abraham Lincoln of ECG Kofredia. The family loves you so much. Happy blessed birthday to my lovely husband, Xavier Nyamadi, who is the registrar of the University of Gold Coast. On this special day, I want to say I love you more and more. Enjoy this day and shine bright. From Mrs. Doris Makafui Nyamadi. Or Nyamadi. Nyamadi. Sorry, we spelled the name. Nyamadi. Yeah. Even if you tell people that, they will still say Nyamadi. You know, it's called brofilization. So Nyamadi. But we say Nyamadi. When Republic Bank says they are the one for you, they mean they are the one for you. That's why they've reduced their city mortgage interest rate even further to a new low in the teens. You can afford to own your dream home or your next one for less. Don't wait. This offer is only available for a limited time period. Visit any Republic Bank branch today or send an email to myhome@republicghana.com. In Accra, you can call 054-0109-649. In Kumasi, you can call 054-0109-901. Republic Bank, we are the one for you. And the prices of your favorite 300 ml PET Coca-Cola Ghana beverages have dropped across Ghana. This means you can share a Coke from now for only 5 cedis. Whether you're a Kofi, an Ajoa, a Kwabena, or an Akosia, your personalized bottle is waiting for you at your favorite joint. Look sharp, go find your name, find your bottle, and enjoy it at the new lower price. Share a Coke is more than a name on a bottle. It's a celebration of the real magic of human connection. And what would we do without Kojo Entry? What would we do without Kojo Entry's beautiful lyrics, his amazing horns, his throbbing drum beats, and his very delectable lyrics? Says Muma Yende Doyo. Yes. Uncle Hieni Besu. Academic Citi University has 2 amazing events coming up this year. If you're a professional looking to take the next step in your career, join us on Monday, August 19 at 6 p.m. at the Quiet Terrace in Accra for the Graduate Open Day. Meet our world-class faculty, explore cutting-edge masters and executive education programs, and learn how you can secure a scholarship. It's perfect for professionals and recent grads ready to rise. Come to Parents' Night on Wednesday, August 21 at 6 p.m. at our beautiful Hacho campus. Tour our facilities, connect with school leaders, and see firsthand why Academic Citi is the best choice for your child's future. You can call 059-403-0308 or visit act.edu.gh to RSVP. I like to say that the government should find a way of meeting private universities halfway. I say this because in the countries that we so admire, the US, China, and all these great countries, one of the things that makes them powerful is the quality of human resource they have. And those human resources were not built by just public universities. So if you go, for example, to the US, they have the Ivy League schools, Dartmouth, UPenn, Harvard, Yale, Brown, Cornell, Princeton, and there are other groups like this. A lot of these universities were supported or started by great companies, endowments. So maybe a state may say they want to start a university, but the private sector has a very crucial role it plays, and the government too has a crucial role it plays. But what I'm saying is that the funding, if you look at Harvard's endowment, it's more than Ghana's GDP. So to produce world-class knowledge, to produce great talent, to produce excellent service delivery, to produce products that the world will buy, you need to invest in education. Sky went to Oxford. And even though he studied at Buckingham, he studied at London, City, is it London? What was the other place?
City University.
When you go to Oxford, it's different. Why? It's a colossus of an institution. And I feel like we are in a very interesting time where Ashesi, Academic City, Lancaster, Central University. Yesterday I interviewed a guy, Garden City University. There are a lot of them. They're doing well. They've done well. If you look at the past 3 decades, I think Central University was the first after Valley View. They've done a lot. And if you look at the way, for example, our scholarships secretariat works, where people are given lots of money to go and study courses in the UK or the US, I think this government needs to really change that, where they will say, all the monies we spend on these people abroad, let's reinvest it in our private universities or even our public universities, right? I think we need to meet some of these universities halfway because, we discussed the basic education gap where you have the average public school is being given such a small amount and then private schools will pay a lot. If we don't do something to bridge the gap for the private universities to expand their capacity, if things continue the way they are, where public universities are overcrowded. So I'll give you an example. I went to Academic City recently to do some program. Their materials engineering class, they were like, say, maybe 10 or 12 people. They have a whole lab, they have a lecturer, they have a tech. Like, you can see that these people are being given hands-on education. Okay. If you go to, say, an engineering class in Legon or Tech, they may be 200. I don't know how often they get to do practical things. So in a matter of years, you notice that some of the private universities, because they have fewer students to deal with, it's just like our kids in the private schools. Maybe they are in 8 or 10, 25 in a class with 2 teachers. And then somebody's in a public school with 80 students and 1 teacher. If we don't do something to bridge the gap, to expand capacity of public universities or even private universities so that they can get some of the numbers, do you understand? So the example again, if you go to Oxford or Harvard, all these places, if people are intelligent and smart, they can get a chance. There's scholarships and there's things. So in addition to the state university, so give a typical example. If you go to Michigan, there's Michigan State, which is Michigan State, but there's also Michigan, which is private. But they are both equally well endowed. And you will not be worse off if you go to Michigan State than going to Michigan. Michigan is one of the top 10 universities in the US. But Michigan State is also way up there. So they've built it such that even those who don't have enough money, there's a system that can give you a scholarship or you take a loan. Of course, they're discussing the loan issue. What I see in Ghana is that if we don't do something about the university and the cost of running private universities, and we keep treating them as an afterthought, in 20 years, the situation we discussed 2 days ago, where we said public basic schools don't have the same quality. We're going to have the same thing. All right? You can't have 400 people in a political science class, sometimes 1,500 people in a political science class. Because at university level education, the fact that you are grown doesn't mean you don't need contact hours with your lecturer. You need teaching assistants, you need smaller groups to work. And I don't think our main universities like Legon or Tech, we've given them enough facilities to meet the numbers. So on one hand, expand their facilities, but on another hand, meet the private guys halfway and say, absorb some of the numbers. Because I think there's still a big gap. We run a scholarship scheme. If somebody gets admission to study a course at Legon, maybe political science, maybe school fees could be like 3,000 or sometimes even lower. In a private university, it's probably like 8 to 12,000. And that gap is getting wider because the private universities are having a higher cost to run. So what strategy does is, okay, let's look at population growth. Let's look at free SHS. You're going to have more than double the number of people in SHS now in 20 years' time. The capacity of Legon and Tech is not enough. So if you keep treating Central, Ashesi, and all these people like some imposters, and you spend millions of Ghana cedis to give people scholarships to go abroad, to the detriment of the private, what you're doing is that you are going to create a problem that will be big. So I just want to say that Haruna and his team have a conversation, a holistic conversation around the role of private universities in Ghana's tertiary education landscape. Find out how. And another example, you are doing the no fee stress. So when we give somebody a scholarship this week, and I said, but you guys, I thought there's no fee stress. And the person says, well, you have to pay the fees and they open an account for you. And then when government pays the fee back, they refund it. You get it? So it's not like Richard Scar is qualified for Legon. He's going to do political science. His school fees is 4,000. And because the government says they'll pay, he can enter. So apparently he has to look for 4,000 and pay. They open an account for him. Then when the government pays, they refund it. So what if he can't get the 4,000? You get it? And for the private, it's probably 12,000. The average income of Ghanaians is very low still. And what has become great universities in the world, it took private sector partnership with government. A lot of our rich people, I see people do foundation, they are feeding people, they are paying for people's medical bills and things. I have nothing against that. But I feel like our wealthy class must begin to see universities as the right investment. You know, if you look at the amount of money being spent on a lot of these things, imagine if you said, let's go to Central, let's create a 6 billion CD endowment that for the next 60 years, anybody who wants to go to Central University who's qualified, they will meet them halfway so that we can charge them the same thing Legon charges. And then the university will use the endowment through a mixture of loans and scholarships to get the person. Do you know what that means? So it will mean that the free SHS has been enhanced. So if free SHS has increased the number of people who go to secondary school by a factor of say 3, maybe half of them can get to university. And I think the best way to change our country is to educate more people. We all know that. Look, my father, he was the first in his family to be properly educated to university level. That's why I'm here today. That's just the reason. It's not because I am intelligent. If he had stayed in that farm, I would probably be a very good farmer today. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now. It's education that changes things. So there are so many dreams that get destroyed because people cannot continue. And while we must do what is important today, I think we must also think about what is better for tomorrow. And I don't see a lot of strategic thinking around how do we make sure our universities are competitive. The typical middle-class Ghanaian obviously will look after his family, save a lot of money, and send their child to Ashesi or Academic City or send them abroad. That's great. But I think we need to start having conversations about building world-class universities in Ghana and finding a way to educate, because I always say to you that, Sky, a system's weakest link is its problem. So if you have, we the people who are privileged, we are maybe 10%, we go to the best universities in the world, our country still cannot be competitive because the average Ghanaian is not getting well educated. All right. So free SHS has come to stay. So we have to find money to pay for that. Now, we don't think Ghana can be competitive against Malaysia, South Korea, Indonesia, Kenya, Nigeria by just having free SHS educated secondary school graduates. We feel people must have a tertiary education as the minimum, because the more educated the population is, it even changes the nature of social problems. Let me give you another example. A girl, we are now to teenage pregnancy, central region. School keeps a lot of young girls away from pregnancy. If the girl is 14, she's not in school, she's sitting in the house as a maid or something. Very easy for some man to come and take her and impregnate her. But if you put her in a school, put her in Yasantua girls, under strict headmaster, Manfi girls, for those 4 years, it's not just the knowledge, it's the protection and the covering and the agency over her body. So by the time she finishes Yasantua girls, Umaru Sanda picked a young lady. He went to do an interview at Abadi during COVID. This girl's mother sells charcoal. So when he did the interview, he went. Then somebody said, no. This girl's, like, in the heat of COVID, the girl's talking about how their school, they have not been learning. She doesn't have internet stuff thing. So he went back and says, no. For somebody who's in a Saito, whose mother is a daughter of a single mother who sells charcoal, you are so articulate. So he went back and spoke to the girl. Then the girl took her to the house and he met the mother who was selling charcoal. So I think they bought a TV for the girl because the girl was saying that they cannot benefit from the government's, government was educating people on TV because they don't have a TV or something. So he bought a TV for them and I started talking to the girl. So to cut a long story short, the girl got a scholarship to Soul Clinic because she lives in that area. Soul Clinic is a very highly competitive private school. This girl later got to GIS. She's blown her A-level. She's ready to go to a big university now. She's a daughter of a charcoal seller. Now, touch wood. Let's assume Sandra didn't listen to that voice. We don't know what may have happened. Because a lot of times, poverty is what leads to social problems. It's not because people are bad. If somebody is 14, the mother is in a single room. They don't have enough money to pay rent. And there are area boys around who are giving her 30 cedis, 40 cedis. Pregnancy is not because she's bad, though. She's led. So sometimes we think it's moral suasion. Oh, in, out, what do you call it? Abstain. Poverty is the destroyer of people. So we have to plan against poverty by using education as a means of reducing. I think the most competent poverty elimination is not poverty reduction. Poverty elimination strategy is education. We are all from villages. We all know that some of our mates who we left there or our contemporaries who didn't go to school, sometimes when you see them, you feel shy for them. Just because he couldn't go to school, he was probably smarter than you. There are guys who are smarter than you in your village who, when you see them, you want to give them money because he didn't get the chance you got. Now, if you can plan for your children's education, why shouldn't we plan for the poor to say that if we want Ghana to develop, let's have a plan to educate even the least resourced. And I'm saying that we are blessed with at least 25 good private universities. But a lot of people cannot afford to go there. And all those who are qualified cannot go to public universities. So what is the plan? And we shouldn't wait for the first cohort of free SHS babies to qualify for university. And then like SHS, some will be sleeping on desks. You know how we did like 2018. When you go to school, some of them are, I went to a school this weekend. And I went to visit the boys' dormitory. All right. The school is doing well. All of them have mattresses, but some of them don't have beds. So basically, in the night, some of the guys just put their mattress on the floor and sleep. I mean, how? It's not the West in the world, but Sky is. Their contemporaries in other countries have it better. Imagine, Charlie, there's no bed, so he just laid the mattress on the floor, then he bed. Okay, how can he put a mosquito net on the floor? Because if you are sleeping in a bed and there's mosquitoes, you can have a mosquito net. But if you are putting a mattress on the floor, you're on your own. And there are a lot of boys. So the free SHS problem can become a free university problem. So the NDC is saying, let's pay no fee stress. Beyond the advantage of giving poor education, we have to plan around infrastructure, plan around public-private partnerships. Private sector in Ghana, where are you putting your money? Where are you putting your money? Some of the private investors are doing very, very well. Where are you putting your money? If you go online and check the endowment of the Ivy League universities or the Russell Group in the UK, you'll be surprised. So I really want to urge the Minister for Education, the Education Review Committee, Professor George Odro, don't leave your work beyond the recommendations to the minister. I think you should also create a strategic education plan, all right, and say in the next 30 years, Ghana will become competitive in whatever area, whether it's ICT or whatever, on the basis of well-established, well-funded tertiary education. And this is how we're going to deploy resources to make that happen. If we don't do that, and we keep doing the little politics that we have to do, every 3 years, every 4 years, give them some policy so they vote for you, you cannot really transform a nation on the basis of these handouts. Right? So that's a very long, convoluted way of making a very short statement. I know both of you agree with me. He's threatening to go and do a PhD. Why? Because when he went to the university and they see talents like, this guy is good, can't do a PhD. You see how it works? So they have enough resources to steal our brain. That's what's happened. Yesterday I interviewed a guy who went to tech, then he went to the US. He was an Air Force pilot in Ghana, commercial flight pilot. Now he teaches in the University of North Dakota. He's working for the US. He was a shark. When he was in prefect, he was a head prefect. He's one of our best. He is working for America. If you don't take care, they'll come for this guy too. AI, law, media, we need him. We lose. Why? He may go there, build a house for his family, but we lose because if you look at we need his brain here. But we will not be able to pay for his training, or somebody will give him an offer and he will go. And we shouldn't, his family may rejoice because he's going to be in a better place, but we lose as a country. You get it? Because we also need his mind. We've had a helicopter crash. We are writing to a country to come and help us understand what is in a black box. Why didn't we go have people who go to school? Why can't we decode the black box ourselves? We haven't invested in expertise. So you cannot reap where you have not sown, because you have not invested in research and education. When you have a national emergency, you are writing a letter to China, please come and help us. So imagine, touch wood, imagine if the country you are writing to help you decode the black box was the one responsible for your crash. It's a national security issue. Serious countries maintain their expertise. So when you see a talented person, you invest in them. You don't fight them and use politics to destroy them. Now we are writing to somebody, come and help us. Imagine the whole Ghana. People are coming to help us open black box. Are you telling me that the engineers at tech, if we had invested in their knowledge, they couldn't have done it? Research. Most of researchers, they don't even have money. A lot of the research money we pay them, they have to fight for it. And most of it goes into what? Expenses, basic. We don't actually fund research. We fund some money for researchers to live. We don't support deep research because we are not interested in knowledge. So here we are writing something kind of open black box for us. I feel like strategically where we are, the research should include moving away from short-term political decisions to long-term strategic transformative choices. And I'm saying the education ministry today is our best bet. Somebody said you can't reduce poverty. Poverty is like darkness. You don't reduce darkness, you shine the light. So poverty reduction won't work. To pull people out of poverty, shine light in their lives. Put them in school. If you go to the central region and take all those girls and put them in Wesley girls, Manfi girls, Ebri girls, Holy Child, or they are like legacy girls, they will not be impregnated by 60-year-old men. It is so we spend money advising girls not to get pregnant. No, don't do that. Put them in a school. Give them resources to learn. Give them something to do. That's what the nation should be preoccupied with. And our public discourse doesn't think about that. It's always about political power, capturing it, coming to sit on the throne, appointing people who are close to you, and continuing the decadence. No, we need a deep-seated strategic thinker who will say, let's put the future before the present, and using education as the means of shining light on the nation. All of us are here because of education. You included. You, the way you are, if you hadn't gone to school, you'd have been a very annoying poor man. You, the way you are sitting here, the way you are, and if you hadn't gone to school, you will be a very annoying, I know my right kind of, you know those kind of people. So we have to thank. Yeah, it's not Sky. Sometimes I ask God to give me a sense of, imagine if I hadn't chosen this path. Sometimes you open your eyes, you will be surprised what you would have been. Somebody took a decision that I'm going to put this guy in school. At the I went to a friend of mine's funeral, father's funeral recently. He's the last of his parents' kids who was educated. Everybody else was not educated. He's the light of the family. All the people who turn up, most of the people who turn up for the funeral, it was because of this guy. Because his mother said, this boy has to go to school. And once he went to school, his light is shining all over. So we have to see education not as a means of political point scoring. If we want Ghana to be developed and respected, let's educate our people well. Let's not just put them in a classroom and give them 1 cedi 70% school feeding program and look for votes. No. Let's make sure that they are learning to be competitive so we can be free. Now we can't even decode black box.
Okay, but let me moderate that a little bit.
And it's very sad.
I understand your pain, but let me just moderate that a little
moderate
bit.
it.
You know, the in the context of this aviation technology, you know, we're talking particularly about a protected
right, which means that it is some people who reserve the right to interpret certain, the data collected by the black box. You understand? So while we may have all kinds of experts in Ghana who can do all kinds of things, to the extent that this is a protected, right in the context of law and technology, and they understand what data there is in the black box, they will be able to tell us exactly, decode it, and tell us what exactly.
Let me read what I saw. The Ghana Armed Forces is awaiting aviation experts and the manufacturers of the Z9 military helicopter that crashed in the country on August 6th to determine the procedure for examining its anti-crash recorder.
So if for instance airbags goes down,
let me finish. We are waiting on the experts and the manufacturers, and the decision will be taken as to how it will be included in the investigation. Lieutenant General Japon explained that the contents of the recorder together with other evidence would guide the scope of the probe into the crash. He said this when the DJ paid the case call on him at the office yesterday, and then blah blah blah. But so there are two parts. There's the manufacturer, but there's also the experts.
Exactly.
Where are our experts?
We have some, but it's also useful to have external, experts, especially because Ghana, we are not alone. We are members of the ICAO, which is the International Civil Aviation Organization. So they also are concerned about what happens in our airspace. So if you have so if you bring all of these people together, then we investigate. Then there will be the confidence level in the outcome.
I take that, but I use that as an example. But Sky, you get the point I'm making.
Yeah, I do.
That there are countries that invest actively in poaching mines and retaining those mines. What has made America great?
The potpourri.
America is great because it was built by immigrants from Europe, from Africa, from Asia. Look at the IT companies in the world. Most of the people who are headed them are of Indian descent. You get it? What are we? So for me, I'm saying that it's good to have politics and those things, but no serious country does not strategically think. This should be a wake-up call. Have we equipped our military? You heard Francis Poku talk yesterday, graphic. He's saying we have to invest in our military. Around us in West Africa is very volatile. Côte d'Ivoire, somebody wants to do third term. Burkina Faso, we don't know which story is true or false. Togo, protests going on. Niger, Mali, Nigeria is even not that safe. If we don't invest in equipping our people, you get it? We have to put politics aside and put Ghana. And you see, sometimes we argue over unnecessary things. Prophecy. Then we go and pick up, say, Obama. I'm not saying this shouldn't do. It's like, the nation at our development stage should be saying, what are the lessons of this tragedy for the future? What strategic shift must we make so this will never happen again? That's the conversation we'll be having. But Charlie, people go and mass up. Let's release Obama government. When they'll argue, when you were in power, you did the same. When you are here, equalize this. And we are not competitive. We are not respected. Young Ghanaians, think about your country, and let's force our leaders to make strategic choices for our future. That's the only way we can stand. That's my two perspectives for the morning. 802 First Atlantic Bank is proud to be, First Bank is proud to be associated with tech and social media trends. Now, the junior internship program is still ongoing. You can get your kids to sign up for the Kids First account or the Me First account, and that helps you enter this fantastic 1 week training for the vacation. Started in July, ends 12 September. It's a junior internship program, an unforgettable learning and work-life experience. Call 0260-860-250 or email firstsolutions@fedbankgroup.com. Edwin, this is your second coming. Your first coming was
for kickoff.
This is your second coming.
Yeah, I'm back with tales from social media.
Yeah.
First thing trending, as you just mentioned, the arrest of Daniel Adomakon, who is known as Obama Pokwase. He apparently circulated some images of certain people carrying, as the police described them, sophisticated weapons. So he was picked up, and the police say he is assisting in their investigations currently. But it led to a discussion on social media, and I don't know if there's any legal precedent for this, of people being picked up for just circulating things online, posting videos and pictures that maybe they don't have any involvement in. So I don't know if there's any precedent of that.
Well, I mean, police investigations normally will be based on some, earlier intelligence they may have had. Now, without knowing so much about what the police say they have, the question is whether the police had cause to believe that he was actively involved in the taking of the video and perhaps knows where these videos were taken or was there and knew the people in the videos who were wielding these weapons, or he had just taken or lifted the videos off some website, or he came into contact with it, as some of us do, and then circulated the same. From how the police are going, it would seem that they think that he has some knowledge that will help them. But then he also raises legitimate issues as to whether, if I come into contact with a particular video without actually knowing where it was taken, you can arrest me and say I should help you with investigations. I think the circumstances raise a lot of issues that the police would have to answer.
Okay, so moving on, Galamsey just started trending because the IGP Special Anti-Galamsey Task Force was attacked at Bonteso in the Ashanti region. The attack was by members of the community, allegedly, and it was apparently led by the assembly member of the area. So they threw stones and other missiles at the team. 3 people are currently in custody, including the assembly member, Patrick Osei. But the leader of the team and another member of the team were injured by the stones and missiles that were thrown. So another leg in the fight against Galamsey. We move on to some sports news, and Spurs, PSG, Tel, Ballon d'Or are trending because last night was the UEFA Super Cup, and Tottenham Hotspur, they blew a 2-0 lead against PSG. PSG scored their first goal in the 85th minute, second goal in the 94th minute
Kudus is good
of the game.
Really good. Kudus is good. Mendes is considered the best defender left back in the world. Kudus gave him Sulia 2 times. Bro. Sulia 2 times. Bro.
Wow.
Kudus,
I didn't watch
if
it
Kudus keeps this up, world class.
Wow.
I'm telling you, he really played well.
Hey, Sulia.
Twice. A man with children. Give him Sulia. It's very bad though. Do you know Sulia?
Oh, but Bernard, I kind of don't agree with you. I don't think that Sulia should have raise a question about
you
your
know Sulia?
I play football, I know what Sulia
is. Twice.
In the same game. But it shouldn't dent your capacity as a footballer.
When they give you Sulia, you should go and run around the park 10 times. Terrible. Sulia is very bad though. He gave the guy Sulia twice. Opening with children. Anyway.
Yeah, so there were misses in the penalty shootout by Mickey van der Ven and Mathis Tel. And it's particularly important because Tel has been receiving racist abuse on social media after his miss in the penalty shootout, and which Spurs have condemned, and we also obviously condemn. But back to Kudus trending. Obviously, impressive debut. He only played 79 minutes before PSG scored their goals. That's when he was taking off. And the fans in Nima, they were gathered around TV sets and sporting centers just watching Kudus, hoping he would win his first trophy at Spurs in his first competitive game, but unfortunately that did not happen. We move on to Baumia, who is trending because over 490 youth organizers of the NPP picked up his nomination forms yesterday, and for him to contest the party's flag bearership ahead of the 2028 election. So he's all over social media because of that. Let's move on to tech news. And AI search engine Perplexity has offered to buy Chrome from Google for $34.5 billion. So their offer includes a promise to invest $3 billion into the open source project. So they are promising not to change the user defaults of Chrome users, including the default search engine. You know, Chrome is usually the default search engine, but they say they will not change that. And they are promising to leave Google as the search engine rather than making its own AI-powered search engine. So in March, the Department of Justice in the US, they proposed that Google should be sold, or Google should sell Chrome because of monopoly rules and antitrust issues. The judge obviously ruled that they had acted illegally. Perplexity is actually worth $18 billion currently.
And you want to buy
which
somebody
is
for almost double.
far less than the amount that they are offering for
You are
Google.
worth 18, you want to buy somebody for 34.
Yeah, so it's a huge gamble, and it came out of nowhere. Everyone is surprised by it, so
I'm sure they'll find
it might change the face of tech as we know it if it does happen.
That means that Google will not own Chrome.
They will not own Chrome, so
wow.
Yeah.
I see search and AI merging because
Yeah.
AI is becoming sort of the next frontier, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's more useful because it helps you to optimize your searches, and then once you have properly directed the prompt, the kinds of things you need, it will pull all of them out for you and give you a very nice summary of what you're looking for.
Exactly.
So for instance, yesterday when we're looking for information on crashes we've seen in Ghana, I mean, if you put that in, it should be able to pull out specifically those.
So it enriches the experience.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, Edwin, thank you. Is that it?
Yes, that's it.
That was Tech and Social Media Trends with Edwin Kwaku.
Listen, guys. One day, an old lady inherited a huge sum of money. Her family worried about how to break the good news to her. They feared that the sudden good news might give her a heart attack. And so they decided the family doctor, who was experienced in delivering such news, should be the one to tell her. And when he did, surprisingly, she smiled. Relieved, he asked, "What are you going to do with all that money?" She replied, "I am going to give you half." The doctor rather had a heart attack. Can you imagine? People are often surprised when we put them first. At First Bank, that's what we do. We put you first. Experience the gold standard of banking with First Bank. Open an account today and enjoy our user-friendly mobile app, quick banking via *894#, convenient shopping with our Visa Prepaid and MasterCard, and more. All designed to serve you better. First Bank, you first.
There is small money, there is big money, and there is too much money. Telecel Too Much Money promo is here. Dial *500# to opt in. In the Telecel Too Much Money promo, you can win 100 Ghana cedis cash in the daily draws, 20,000 Ghana cedis in the weekly draws, and 1.2 million Ghana cedis in the grand draw. That's 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Simply reload airtime to end point to stand a chance to win. Dial *500# or visit the Telecel Play app to opt in now for the Telecel Too Much Money promo. Terms and conditions apply.
Telecel, connecting energies.
This promo is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas Lottery platform.
Join the conversation on the City Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag CityCBS.
When the pain is too much, don't know what else to do. So hunam ya wuya, no wunya wunya. Rapping all, we'll take the pain away. Rapping all, bema wuya unajai.
Rapinol is what you need. Rapinol will relieve you of all aches and pain in your body. Rheumatic pain, menstrual pain, body pain, toothaches, and other feverish conditions. Rapinol is a quality product from Danex Itin Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. Not suitable for children below 16 years old, asthmatic, and ulcer patients. This advert is FDA approved.
Charlie, not again. And I need to return this car by Friday. No money and payday is 3 weeks away. How do I fix this? How? Bank loan, account setup, long process. Nah, forget it. Let me see if Fafa can help.
Yes. Fafa from Bank of Africa can sort you out fast. From engine repairs to school fees or side hustle support, Quick Fix Loan from Bank of Africa is here for you. Call 030-224-9690 or chat Fafa at boaghana.com and take advantage of the Quick Fix Loan for salaried workers. Offered at an unbeatable interest rate with no cash deposit required. Promo runs from now to 31st October. T's and C's apply.
Hey, Fafa, wait here. Papa.
Bank of Africa, as strong as a group, as close as a partner.
Looking for a one-stop shopping destination for all things made in Ghana? Eager to experience a remarkable fair that showcases the richness, creativity, and innovation behind Ghanaian products and services? Then get ready for the This is Ghana Exhibition 2025, a celebration of excellence in locally made goods and services. This year's exhibition brings together the very best that Ghana has to offer, from timeless traditional crafts to cutting-edge innovations. The This is Ghana Exhibition highlights the brilliance of Ghanaian entrepreneurs, artisans, and businesses who continue to shape the narrative of homegrown excellence. Brought to you by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM, this is Ghana's biggest trade fair and exhibition, bringing together SMEs, startups, research and manufacturing sectors, indigenous corporate bodies, and local creatives in one exciting space. Join us in championing Ghanaian talent, creativity, and authenticity. Come explore, engage, and be inspired by the businesses and brands that are redefining Made in Ghana across every sector. The dates: Saturday the 6th and Sunday the 7th of September 2025. Time is 10 a.m. through till 5 p.m. each day. The venue is the A4 Sutherland Children's Park. For inquiries or participation details, call us on 0205 973 973. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM and is proudly sponsored by MTN, EcoBank, and Side Hassle from EK Brand Consult.
What does better life mean to you? Better life means going on a luxurious trip, paying the fees of my wards with ease, giving a befitting burial to my loved ones when death strikes unexpectedly. At Quality Life Assurance PLC, QLAC, we give you the better life because you deserve it. Apply for the Quality Investment Plan, Quality Group Welfare Protection, Micro Insurance Product, and Quality Funeral Support Plan. Call us today, 0556 589 662. QLAC. We inspire trust.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation. The Citi Breakfast Show. Rise above the noise.
(17:08). Don't forget that the This is Ghana Fair exhibition is coming your way this September for the people who produce some of the very best Ghana has to offer. We are exhibiting beautifully crafted traditional items. We are also highlighting local, cutting-edge local innovations, spotlighting the very best of Ghanaian products and services, with offerings from SMEs, startups, research, universities, manufacturing companies, all proudly made in Ghana. Now, Channel 1 TV and Citi FM is partnering to bring this together. Sponsored by MTN, EcoBank, Side Hustle by EK Brand Consult, Build Financial Technologies, and Trillium Ghana. So we're asking those who want to exhibit to call and register 0205 973 973. And the rest of us will come and see the greatness of your things you do. Are you frustrated with traditional banking systems that don't serve you? Solis Microfinance is here to serve you better. We're a digital lending and savings platform dedicated to empowering Ghanaians like you. Open a savings account under 3 minutes using the Ghana card and your personal mobile money number. Apply for fast and easy loans and boost your business or cover emergencies. You can also transfer to bank and mobile money wallets using Solis and the great tools we have. So save smarter. Look for the app Solis Finance, your partner for money. Enjoy the classic taste of Piva Cola, Piva Orange, Piva Cocktail, and Piva Grapefruit. Piva is available in 5 distinct flavors at your local store. Call 0550-032-231. Piva Beverages, a taste you will love. All right, let's read a few quick comments. Then I'm going to take you into highlights of 2 interviews I did yesterday with people around the helicopter crash. I spoke to Professor Kwesi Ajekum, who's an aviation and aerospace expert. He's also an air crash investigations expert. And of course, Colonel Festus Abuaji also spoke on the program. Kakra, what are some of the comments?
Yeah, so comments coming in. This person says, good morning, Bernard. I'm very excited about the conversation you're having about public and private universities. I work with an organization that funds education across the continent, and we are slowly shifting from offering scholarships to young Africans to foreign institutions to equipping the local universities to be able to accommodate our students. We only fund students abroad to study courses that are not offered on the continent. I think the Scholarship Secretariat can adopt this policy too. The challenge is that we can't do it alone, and we need the government to equally step up and invest in our public universities. Here's another one. Good morning, Bernard and team. I'm Frederick from Dome Kwabenya, and to the education issue you're talking about, Ghana doesn't plan ahead. We just think about what we will eat today and not tomorrow. All the money we are spending on scholarship for students abroad, why don't we invest in our tertiary education rather? Sometimes it seems everything is working well in Ghana, but on the real, nothing works. Kweku Anansi says, Bernard, what you are describing is what Nkrumah did by schooling those in power now. The question is, why have they failed us? So there are some few more.
Yes,
Jones Adoboy in La says, good morning, Bernard. I completely agree with you that we should rather divert the numerous scholarships to our universities instead of outside. In fact, some of the scholarships are very, very questionable. Another person says, investment in the military should focus more on intelligence gathering. We shouldn't fight fire. The fire shouldn't start at all. And this person says, okay, this is from Silencer. He says, the country called Ghana. I believe we must do all it takes to protect the country in commiserating with the families of the departed citizens who died in the line of duty. This must tell us that we must love each other. We, the youth of this country, must be careful with the kind of hooliganism we engage in. God help us. That's also from Silencer. And here's another really long one. It says, good morning, Bernard and team. I trust you're doing well. Talking about education, I remember in my secondary days, when we paid fees, every student had a mattress and a bed to sleep on. If the students were more than the boarding house could take, the rest became day students. Today, I'm a parent, and when I look at how secondary boarding school has become, my blood boils. I visit my children at school, and they would not allow parents to see where their children sleep. Obviously, because they sleep on the floor. The children are so many, they cannot occupy the dorm or classroom. They come home with all sorts of infections. And when you ask, they say it is the government. Our politicians do not really care about the safety and quality of education for our children. They are interested in the numbers for political campaign. This is sad. I really wish every parent has the funds to fund their children as education. And this is a peeved parent called Ikuya.
I want to correct something I said. So I didn't actually mean to say Central Region has the highest prevalence of teenage pregnancy. It was just the point I was making, that in the recent weeks we've done stories about people getting teenage pregnancy from the Central Region. The real facts are the region with the The highest prevalence of teenage pregnancy is Savannah region, 26%.
Hey.
Followed by Northeast, 24%. Bono is 22%. Ashanti, 24%. Oti, 21%.
Wow.
Western North is 19%. Central is 13%. So basically, here's the question they ask. In Ghana, the average is 15% of women aged 15 to 19 have ever been pregnant. 15% of girls between 15 and 19 have been pregnant. So the average is 15. And Savannah region has the highest of 26%, which is really terrible. All right.
Wow.
So the point I was making was that the response to teenage pregnancy, there are push and pull factors. Education, schooling, economic issues are very important. So, and I was linking that to the whole discussion about supporting schools to be safe havens to prevent people from getting into social vice. So the real point is not about the helicopter crash and the black box or central region. That's if you follow my train of thought. I'm just using it as examples. What I'm actually saying is that let's invest in using education to be the strategic shift we need. And I hope that point goes home well. Some of the examples may not be necessarily accurate, but I hope people don't miss the point I'm making. All right? It's very important. Good morning, Bernard. Where I live, all the teenage girls who end up in the family way are impregnated by 16-year-olds. The boy child also needs education. Bukati, Nungwa, of course they do. Again, I'm not saying we should educate boys. What I'm saying is that if you have a proper education, you'll be freed from a lot of social vice. Education is light, poverty is darkness. So put people in a good school, educate them properly. Fund education well. Don't give us 1 cedi, 70 pesos for feeding fee, 15 cedis a year for capitation grant. 80 students, 1 teacher. That's not on. University, political science, 1,500 students to a lecturer. Some of them standing in windows, tingy. No. You know, let's. Last thing I'll say. How do I even put this? Imagine you are in the house and the food that is cooked in your house, you don't eat it. All right? You don't sleep in your house. Your wife and kids live in the house. You don't sleep in the house. You don't eat the food that's cooked in the house. You don't bath in the house. But all you do is make decisions for the house. Now, that's very similar to duty bearers making education policy that doesn't really affect their children, or transport policy that doesn't really affect them. Right? I think it's very important for us to aspire for a society where public and private can get a minimum chance to succeed. A lot of our politicians and MPs don't have their kids in our public schools. So they don't seem to get the seriousness of the low quality issue we talk about. And sometimes you need that empathy to help you make a decision that will be beneficial to the general population. So I want to urge our leaders not to exclude themselves, whether it's hospitals, whether it's schools, whether it's transportation. Don't live a shielded life. All right? Be part of the system that you are trying to improve. That's the best way to improve it. Otherwise, you'll be making policies that are completely at variance with what needs to be done. All right. I don't even want to add something before I move to my next topic.
Well, I'm thinking whether I should say what was on my mind. I just feel that as Ghanaians, we really need to come to terms with the kind of governance that we are experiencing. A lot of the time, or for at least for my lifetime, I can say that what we see is the governors putting on a show for 4 years until the next come. And when you ask yourself, what is the plan for this country? As a young person, where is this country going? You have no idea. There appears to be 2 different Ghanas. Okay, the one everybody else is living in and they are striving for a better tomorrow. And there's another one where those who are ruling, the political actors, are living in and having a time of their lives and pretending to be solving our problems while they are not, but are getting tax money to be solving those problems. And so for me, I think that as citizens, we need to ask ourselves those questions and decide what kind of governance, whether in fact this democracy is even working for our good in the first place. We need to ask those questions.
Let me take you to 2 technical interviews. Professor Jakum, who is a aviation and aerospace professor, and who is also an air crash investigation expert, spoke to me on the point of view yesterday. He has said some very interesting things about the scope of information needed for the investigation to to unearth what really happened. So here are some highlights.
Let me just explain to the listening public that if this were a civil registered aircraft, okay, then a lot of times the organization and the management and the investigative process will be under the International Civil Aviation Organization Annex Standards and Recommended Practices 13, okay, Annex 13, aircraft accident investigation. And what does is that from the onset of the accident, when the investigators or the investigator in charge gets to the scene of the crash and the site is managed and they start preliminary site analysis and data collection, nominally within 30 days, they are supposed to come up with what we call the preliminary findings.
Okay.
A lot of times, these preliminary findings hinges on what we call factual data.
Okay.
So like I said, that one would nominally include what was the purpose of the flight, what type of aircraft was involved, crew information, whether they were, their qualifications, their proficiencies within the last 30 days. And then we'll look at their flight hours, we'll look at factual data, how many fatalities, and then we'll look at weather conditions. I can see Nanayao is conducting a simulation.
Yeah.
In actual fact, when we are recreating this scene or doing a recreation now with AI softwares, after we've retrieved data from the flight data recorder and the CVRs, we are going to use the exact data that was as parameters that were recorded in the flight data recorders. We'll put it into the software and then use the same Z9, and then we'll fly the same profile until the last known point where the mishap happened. And so the factual data nominally it's what is grounded in fact, air traffic instruction, weather conditions from GMET, and then the investigator in charge would just brief the public about these things and then also highlight the fact that the investigation is ongoing, and hopefully in a year's time we should be able to come up with a final report, or if we've not completed the investigation, we give an update. In this case, it's a military aircraft. And so even though from my experience as an aircraft, as the investigator, safety officer in the Air Force, a lot of our procedures, it's akin to Annex 13, but we are not bound, that the 30-day briefing that we are nominally supposed to give from the ADREP report. The Air Force, nominally, like Kanabwaji rightly stated, there is going to be a board of inquiry that will be set up. The preliminary investigation team will do the field work, they collect all the data, and then that data will be handed over to the board of inquiry, which will be set up with well-seasoned experience, I would say competent people from various backgrounds, flight operations, aeromedical, maintenance, maybe some aspects of operational control and command. And then in this case, we are even most likely inviting participants from outside or third parties just to give some credibility to the investigation. And so for us, that time bar is not necessarily applicable. It will be up to the board of inquiry to decide as and when they want to maybe give an update. And mostly that update might not necessarily come to the public. It might be to maybe military command, because during the investigation, if we find out that, hey, we've identified something that is safety critical to the rest of the fleet, maybe to the Z9 operation, or to, it's a management factor that needs to be addressed. That will be communicated to higher command. It will trickle down to the wings and to the squadrons for immediate changes to maybe some of our procedures.
Okay.
Other than that, probably we'll gear on to the very end of the investigation, and then what is, I would say, appropriate based on the security classification
Quick
for
question.
the public will be released.
Quick question. Some people have said that because this involves the Air Force, the investigative team must include army people, for want of a better expression, because they feel like it must be, I hear the word, more broad-based investigation. Is that a point worth thinking about?
Did you say army people?
No, so basically, Air Force. So the people doing the investigation are Air Force people.
Yeah, because we have what we call the Ghana Air Force Operation Standards and the Ghana Air Force Safety Standards. Okay, so that is what governs us. Just like in the civil side, they have the Ghana Aviation directives, which is steeped, in the Act. So we also have our standards, and that is what empowers the higher command to set up the board. Like I'm saying, nominally, you might not have civilians taking part in the investigation or the board. But because of the national prominence of this particular mishap, I will not be surprised, and it's been a practice, because the last investigation that I was part of, we had civilians who are experts, helicopter experts. They were invited to join, and that sort of gives a level of credibility. I mean, we don't want a situation where people insinuate that we are trying to hide stuff. And so it's appropriate that even though it's within the ambit, the gambit of the military, to do what we normally do. In this case, I will not be surprised if we have third parties being invited to.
Thank you.
I don't know the source of the data for your analysis on the safety of the Z9 helicopter, because I've also done mine. And in terms of fatal accidents, if incidents, yes, but in terms of fatal accidents, probably if we want to use that metric, in my opinion, it looks like the Z9 stands out to be relatively safe to other platforms, because I've done some checks as to fatal accident involving the C9. Well, just putting that aside, I think we are having this whole argument about whether the black box, technically there is a reason why we call it black box, but from a from a technical perspective, what we call the black box is actually the flight data recorder and the cockpit voice recorder, which is integrated into a crash-resistant box. Because remember, an aircraft that is involved in a crash, we have very high decelerative and accelerative energy at play, high Gs, some more than 25 plus and minus Gs. And so you want to place these very important recorders of aircraft performance data, metrics or parameters in a capsule that will withstand the high G forces, as well as the extreme thermal conditions that will prevail, especially after a post-crash fire. From my preliminary analysis, I know that some form of data recorder was on board this particular Z9. And I want to put it on record that it's one of the testaments of safety improvements, because remember we had the Etiwa accident, and one of the challenges that the Ghana Air Force had was trying to recreate the accident, because those did not have cockpit voice recorders or flight data recorder. So one of the critical recommendations was that subsequent platforms that to be acquired should have these. And thank God that was done. So these Z9s had it, and it's going to be very helpful in the investigation, because now it gives us real-time factual flight performance data, like I stated earlier, the altitude, the location, the longitude, latitude, or positional records, the speed, other instrumentation, avionics, capture, parameter captures, and all this will be pertinent when we are trying to recreate the flight from takeoff to its last position before the crash. I also want to highlight on the flight following aspect. I think you were asking the question about the helicopter going off radar. Listeners should understand that this particular, and most helicopter flights in Ghana, I think what he stated that they operate under the visual flight rules, VFR. Under the VFR, if you file a VFR flight plan, nominally you get flight following, and what the radar or approach control does for you is that It provides you advisories, okay? Provides you maybe separation advisory, provides you with weather and those pertinent information. But there's a limit. Flying from Accra to Obuasi, obviously there's going to be a handover at a particular checkpoint. Normally it's about 60 nautical miles. You are handed over to Kumasi. Kumasi will give you what we call the meter, which is the real-time data for you to know the weather conditions around where, like Obuasi area. Remember, that is Kumasi weather. It is not Obuasi specific weather. And so most helicopter pilots, and I've talked to some of them, including some who are colleagues, it's very challenging to fly the helicopter. Unlike we fixed-wing pilots who have the comfort of, very good automated systems, we fly very high. Helicopter pilots, it's under challenging conditions. There's a lot of vibration. In terms of psychomotor skills, they are using their hands, their feet on the pedal, the cycling, the collective. They are looking out because remember, it's a visual flight rule, flight. So you are looking for landmarks. They are supposed to stay away from clouds because it's VFR. Normally we call it the 1, 2, 3. Okay, so it's 1,000 feet from the cloud that is below you, 500 above, and normally 3 mile visibility. And inadvertently, if helicopter pilots are flying who are supposed to avoid clouds to be able to see the ground, and because of their low level of flying, it is not implausible that at certain points in flight, especially if you're using secondary surveillance radar, like in Accra, highlands and others, line of sight could get them off the blip. And so that is why now we have what we call the automated dependent surveillance broadcast, which is satellite sort of generated to be able to help with positioning report.
So that was Professor Kwesi Ajekum. Speaking on the same program, retired Colonel and security analyst Professor Abaji dismissed claims that the Augustus helicopter crash involved a mid-air explosion, as claimed by some MP.
My understanding of the information that some of us serviced that if the helicopter went off radar 14 minutes after departure, 0926, it went off radar. Where was it? Was it around Atiwa? Was it around Nkoko, where we have mountain ranges?
It couldn't have been.
What was the condition of the weather? Heavy rain, lightning, whatever it is. Any of these, environmental factors could affect its detection by radar. But more importantly, as Professor said, the empirical evidence is that off radar, it did not crash anywhere in the eastern region. It crashed in the Ashanti region, 13 kilometers to the landing point projected, and about 3 minutes flight. So it was able to fly for 27 minutes.
After going off radar?
After going off radar. During the 27 minutes, you and I know southern Ghana. It would have flown over several towns and villages. If it was encountering an emergency, like the Nkoko one which happened on the 11th, obviously, the pilot would have found a landing spot to land. The assumption is that because there were several towns along the path and it did not land, off radar would not mean that it was encountering an emergency. I'm using empirical evidence.
Off radar
means the radar cannot detect the position of the aircraft.
That doesn't necessarily mean that it is encountering a problem.
Not necessarily. And I'm using empirical evidence that because we know that the crash happened in the Dampier forest, which is 13 kilometers approximately from Obuasi, and 3 minutes flight, it had flown for 27 additional minutes after it went off radar. During the 27 minutes, where was it? Was it over Jasu? Was it over Konongo? Wherever. There are several towns with football parks, open ground.
So you're saying based on those facts, the off radar shouldn't be an issue yet?
I think
based on
we
those
should
facts.
disabuse our minds that because it was off radar, it had encountered an emergency issue.
Because
that would not necessarily be the case.
That's important because some of the conversations have been around. Of course, the time the Ghana Armed Forces communicated to the public officially, it was somewhere beyond midday.
Yes.
But we know that the fact that they are communicating to the public at 12 does not mean that that is when they realized that gone off radar or had an issue.
Not necessarily.
Yes.
But let me come back a moment. Because Professor mentioned the state of mind and the competencies of the crew.
Yeah.
If we zero in on the captain, Anala, is that right?
Anala, that's
Squadron leader.
Yeah.
He's got 13 years experience.
Okay.
Flying a pilot.
Okay.
Before he passed, he was the most senior, most competent helicopter pilot.
This is a fact?
It's a fact. Professor will tell us his grading was category C.
Okay.
Certified for VIP flights.
Correct.
And he has been flying VIPs in helicopters.
So this will not be a new thing he's doing?
Is to disabuse the kinds of Ghanaians that some people say, oh, maybe he was not competent. Look, squadron leader category C, helicopter pilot, is different from Air Marshal Bequin, who was flying fixed wing. They are completely different types of equipment. So, last point is that he had been trained in aircraft investigation at Cranfield University in the UK.
Anala.
Since his training, whatever that year was, he has been going back to Cranfield. The white man, Oyibo, Muzungu, has been inviting him every year to come and deliver aircraft investigation training.
So some of this will be important in the data
he was very competent.
So I'm saying that what Doc, some of the things you're saying will obviously feed into the data that Doc is saying. Because these are facts.
Whether he was competent
enough and all of that, so that they know in 30 he was in good standing. And
among the three crew, he has 13 years.
Yes.
The flying officer has 5 years.
Okay.
The flight sergeant, the sergeant engineer, has 14 plus.
Okay.
Collective experience, as Prof will explain. In this, your Ghana one, your collective experience is how many years you've done. How many years?
You add it.
That is the
so
level
over 30,
of competency.
over 30 years, if you put that together.
It's 32 years plus.
Yeah.
So all of them, sergeant as an engineer, doesn't mean he must hold a master's before he's an engineer. You see what I mean?
I get it.
In the aviation system in the US, you can have a sergeant who is an engineer, but who is very, very competent. He doesn't need to be a master's or a PhD.
Preliminarily, we shouldn't be worried about competence issues.
Ghanaians must throw away that stuff that maybe they were not competent.
Okay.
You see what I mean? Because it's a squadron leader.
Good.
They expected.
Let's deal with the question of the
let's
deal with the question of the F9, and I'm going to go to because of course it was reported in the news that the black box had been found. But you explained to me before we got on air that technically what was found cannot be called a black box.
Technically,
yes.
But this Z9, this particular Z9 model, originating from China, it's an anti-crash recorder.
Anti-crash recorder.
The anti-crash recorder is technically the flight data recorder.
Okay.
It does not include the cockpit voice recorder. That is what the Z9 has. But nevertheless, whatever data is there, recorded, the flight parameters, everything, is on that device. And it's very, very important that as soon as possible, whether the Chinese come here and use modern technology, to connect it to China or send it to China, or we go to the U.S. National Transport Safety Board, wherever it is.
Quick point you're saying. This Z9 has a flight data recorder, not a cockpit voice.
Anti-crash recorder.
Anti-crash recorder. My point is, do we know this as a fact that because it's possible they could have retrofitted to add some recording device, or these are standard?
So I'm speaking on the sources that I have.
Okay.
In fact, very, very highly placed. But I don't want to give the level, otherwise everybody will know the identity.
No problem.
But be that as it may, the other things we know.
But the information in that anti-crash recorder
will be similar to the flight data recorder, all the parameters of the flight.
But it will not include the interactions in the
that
aircraft.
May not be included on the anti-crash data recorder.
Let me ask. So that was Colonel Retired Festus Abuaje. It's 8:49. Stay with us.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Somebody's burning something. Massa, whether it's rubbish, grass from your lawn, a car tire or electrical parts you burn, you are producing smoke particles that can choke your lungs. And soon, gone too soon. Look, all the fumes you already inhale from the vehicles, the dust on the road and all that, they are choking your lungs. And guess what that can lead to? According to the World Health Organization, as many as 28,000 people die in Ghana each year from air pollution. So do something. Stop the air pollution so we can all breathe free. Send WhatsApp or call 0579-724-072 or speak to your assembly. They will do something. Air pollution kills.
This message was brought to you by Infinity 970 and supported by Breathe Cities.
If you know these sounds, you didn't just live through the 90s, you lived the experience. Back then, connection took minutes. Today, it takes a blink. You express yourself with memes. You hold video calls across continents. You say hey to an AI who responds,
"Hello, Kwame."
You order rides, dinner, and dreams all from the palm of your hand. A lot has changed, so have we. For over 3 decades, EcoBank has evolved with you, leading digital banking in Ghana and across 33 African countries, pioneering solutions built around how you live, move, and dream today. From our express points to EcoBank Pay, online banking, and the mobile app, we are where you are. Here for today, ready for tomorrow. Now, that's change. Powered by EcoBank.
EcoBank, a better way to bank your way. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
I warned you, Elation. The river which fills up before our eyes does not sweep us away in its flood.
From the stables of April Communications, the National Theatre and Image Bureau comes the pinnacle of African theatre.
No. My powers deserted me.
No, child. It is what you brought to be.
Wallace Shoyinka's timeless classic, Death and the King's Horseman. Live at the National Theatre, Saturday 23rd, Sunday 24th, Saturday 30th, and Sunday 31st August at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. each day. Tickets selling now for only 200 Cedi Standard and 300 Cedis VIP at www.imagebureaugh.com or dial star 714 star 46 hash. Don't miss this epic tale of destiny and courage. Supported by Newplant Car Rentals, Ghana Tourism Authority, and Citi FM. Sponsors Stanbic Bank, the luckiest. Bill Savings and Loans, and proudly brought to you by
Hello everyone! Prices continue to drop at Electroland Ghana Limited. CDA Picky promotion on Samsung, TCL, Media, and Nasco Electronics. Get a Nasco 24-inch LED flat for $899 Ghana cedis. Starting from 2,999 Ghana cedis, you can get 6 kg Nasco washing machine plus a free gas stove. And the Media Inverter 1.5 HP R410 Unicool split comes with a free blender. And when you purchase 65, 75, and 85 TCL QD Mini LED 4K TVs, you will get a free TCL FHD Smart Android TV. Now buy a Samsung 578, 582, and 636-liter side-by-side refrigerators and walk away with free microwave grill. Go to our showrooms and dealer stores across Ghana now. Call 050-315-9739 or www.electrolandgh.com for inquiries.
Looking for a one-stop shopping destination for all things made in Ghana? Eager to experience a remarkable fair that showcases the richness, creativity, and innovation behind Ghanaian products and services? Then get ready for the This is Ghana Exhibition 2025, a celebration of excellence in locally made goods and services. This year's exhibition brings together the very best that Ghana has to offer, from timeless traditional crafts to cutting-edge innovations. The This is Ghana Exhibition highlights the brilliance of Ghanaian entrepreneurs, artisans, and businesses who continue to shape the narrative of homegrown excellence. Brought to you by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM, this is Ghana's biggest trade fair and exhibition, bringing together SMEs, startups, research and manufacturing sectors, indigenous corporate bodies, and local creatives in one exciting space. Join us in championing Ghanaian talent, creativity, and authenticity. Come explore, engage, and be inspired by the businesses and brands that are redefining Made in Ghana across every sector. The dates: Saturday the 6th and Sunday the 7th of September 2025. Time is 10 a.m. through to 5 p.m. each day. The venue is the A4 Sutherland Children's Park. For inquiries or participation details, call us on 0205 973 973. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 Citi FM and is proudly sponsored by MTN, EcoBank, and Side Hassle from EK Brand Consult.
Hot jobs.
Tired of HR headaches? Simplify your business with Hot Jobs Africa. As your one-stop HR shop, we handle recruitment, labor outsourcing, expatriate management, consultancy services, and corporate trainings. Plus, we offer staff basing and 100% staff support to boost productivity. Don't let HR hassles hold you back. Contact Hot Jobs Africa today. Call us on 030-3980-362. WhatsApp us on 020-433-6004 or email info@hotjobsafrica.org. Visit our website www.hotjobsafrica.org. Hot Jobs Africa. Think HR, think Hot Jobs.
Hot jobs. Join the conversation on the Citi Breakfast Show on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag CitiCBS.
This is the Citi Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Three minutes to 9. From the stables of Image Bureau, April Communications, and the National Theatre comes Wole Soyinka's legendary masterpiece, Death and the King's Horseman. Prepare to witness a Leshin Oba, the King's Horseman, torn between a sacred tradition and a worldly desire. 4 explosive days, starting 23rd of August, 24th, 30th and 31st. 2 shows at 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. each day at the National Theatre. Tickets are selling for only 200 cedis standard and 300 cedis VIP at imagebureau.com or dial *714 *46#. For For more information, please call 055131 314. Death and the King's Horseman is supported by Citi FM Channel 1 TV, Knee Plants Car Rental, and the Ghana Tourism Authority. And this is an account information update call from Omni Basic Bank to all our beautiful customers. Kindly proceed to any of our branches or visit our website, omnibasic.com.gh, to update your account records with your Ghana card. For more information, call 0307 086 000. Have a beautiful day. Omni Basic, not just another bank. Accra, are you ready? The Momo Fest train is here again. Come and experience seamless shopping and music experience from your favorite vendors and artists on Friday the 15th and Saturday the 16th of August from 12 noon at the Bukom Square, Jamestown. Join us for a vibrant cashless market with over 50 top-tier vendors in Accra, up to 20% discounts on goods and services on sale, up to 10,000 cedis in Momo Keteke game show. There's also education and awareness on Momo fraud, entertaining games, and the highlight, great performances by Famille, Mr. Drew, Olive the Boy, King Jerry, and DJ Lord OTB. Be part of this amazing fanfare. Download the Momo app now for a free pass to this all-exciting event. Momo Fest is powered by Momo from MTN. Download the Momo app now and let's stay connected everywhere you go. And if you're passionate about building stronger, greener future for our nation, tired of dealing with structure that can't withstand the elements, Gassem, the nation builder, stands with you every step of the way. It's time for an upgrade. We're introducing the all-new Gassem Eco Cool. Not just any cement, it's made to overcome all your building and construction challenges while being sustainable and eco-friendly. And for the first 1 million Eco Cool bags purchased, 1 cedi will be donated to the Tree for Life Reforestation Initiative by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, reinforcing Gassem's commitment to environmental sustainability. With Gassem Eco Cool, you're guaranteed superior quality and a flawless finish every single time. Gassem Eco Cool, cementing a sustainable nation. And if you want a British degree at a fraction of the cost or looking for a vibrant student experience in a community that builds your confidence and equips you with real-life employability skills, enjoy all these and more with scholarships to support your academic journey at Lancaster University, Ghana. You'll be taught by expert faculty trained to UK standards right here on our campus. Visit lancaster.edu.gh or email admissions@lancaster.edu.gh or call 0248 656 274. Lancaster University, Ghana, the only British university campus in West Africa. Meanwhile, the National Information Technology Agency, NITA, the National ICT Regulator, an agency under the Ministry of Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation, brings to you this year's National ICT Week. It's on the theme Ghana as Africa's Digital Trade Hub, Innovation, Policy and Partnership for the Future. It's at the Accra International Conference Center, Monday 25th to Thursday 28th August, 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. each day. This event brings you a lineup of impactful discussions, exhibitions, and engagements that highlight Ghana's leadership in a digital context. Join us as we connect policymakers, industry leaders, innovators, and the public, all working together to shape the future of digital trade in Africa. And watch out for the Literacy Challenge 2025. The final leg is happening Saturday the 16th of August. It's the grand finale, which is the quiz competition for our final 10 to determine the winner for the 2025 Literacy Challenge. Powered by Citi FM, supported by Channel 1 TV, sponsored by Belmu and GB Assessment.
Mami na mafra kumasi, mami no ni udo inside your heart. And now go see do fiesi, mami wa mani dia tuni ufose. Yasi se dia munsubo. Iti no frida no grand crown, si an fwe no grand crown, boy. Mami wunti, bien na mwa wuni biyo. Let's me swallow.
Good morning, Bernard. Please, the issue of our young girls getting pregnant is beyond getting formal education. It's also about immorality, streetism, and the poverty of parents. Young girls in our communities now are being lured by young guys, particularly the Okada riders. Please come to South, North, and Central Tong and its surrounding communities. It's very, very close. The solution is we need the spirit of Joseph to deal with immorality. This is Francis in Accra. We need that too. But I like the fact that we've identified streetism and poverty too. Parental poverty is a very big. So, poverty is, the question is, poverty, is it a consequence or a cause? I feel like it's a very important discussion to have. Because for me, it's actually both.
Yeah.
Poverty is a consequence of choices, leadership, but it's also the cause of more poverty. And poverty leads to malnutrition. Poverty leads to low health outcomes, death from sickness that can be avoided. Poverty leads to teenage pregnancy. Poverty leads to all kinds of things. So poverty is both a cause and a consequence. And I heard somebody say, poverty is like darkness. You don't reduce it, you eliminate it by shining light. Now, my submission this morning is that education, from a public policy perspective, now, I understand what you're saying about people's choices, the allure of young guys luring teenagers. But think about it. Streetism is a consequence of poverty. All right? Parents not having money to send you to school is a consequence of poverty. All right? Being at the wrong place at the wrong time, yes, it could be your choice. But we're saying, if you want to have a policy response to a social problem like teenage pregnancy, you are not going to only use education, but if you want to give people the best chance to avoid a lot of social vices, education is a very important system to organize around, right? So I feel like I need to spend a lot more time talking about this because some of the comments I'm getting, in Ghana, it's almost like when you discuss something, people are like, well, which one is a more important cause? I was at a program last week, Wednesday, and the doctors were trying to tell me that we shouldn't treat health conditions as having just one cause. So if you want to build a good health system, it's not just because there's no money, or it's not because there's no leadership, or it's not because you don't have good health workers, or it's not because people are not being paid well. He's saying if you want to deal with a problem, a systemic problem, it's like a balanced diet. All right, what's a balanced diet? A balanced diet is like all the necessary ingredients you need to keep you healthy. You need carbohydrates, you need proteins, you need fats and oil, you need vitamins and minerals. Now, a balanced diet doesn't mean you have 20% of each. A balanced diet could mean you have 40% of proteins, 20% of carbs, 15% of fats, 12% of whatever. So when you blend that, it is balanced. So when we talk about a systemic problem, we need to think about it the same way. Okay, so let's not, and I was very happy that the doc said, don't start ranking and say, oh, this is it. The truth is that I think the teenage pregnancy is a consequence of many things. All right. Parental responsibility, neglect by parents is a key one. You could say the deterioration in our social values could be one. Right? But there's also poverty. Poverty is something that we should not shy away from to blame. We are not blaming the poor people, we are blaming the condition called poverty. Poverty is lack of opportunity, lack of hope, lack of resources, right? So we should be concerned that 26% prevalence rate of teenage pregnancy in Savannah region in a lot of regions around, is in the 20s. And these are 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds who do not work. So what you are doing is you are multiplying the problem. Because if a 15-year-old gives birth to a child without a proper education, and she probably lives in a kiosk, by the time this child is also 14, probably also going to get pregnant. Right? So yes, gender and social protection have some things to do. But education, for me, is the leveler. Education is, we have to implement an education solution too. So please don't misunderstand my point this morning and stop making it seem as if I'm just saying education is a silver bullet. Maybe that's how I presented it. It's not. But education probably is the leading or the causal factor that can drag people out of poverty. Because once you get educated, your choices in life increase. And while your choices increase, your opportunities also increase, right? So you can do many, many things. It also gives you understanding of your body, understanding of laws, understanding of nature, understanding of society, understanding of responsibility. A proper education. Of course, what we do is schooling. People go to school, put them in a school, they go to class. We must resist the temptation of believing that bundling up everybody into a classroom means they are getting educated. Right? The conditions under which learning takes place is very important for somebody to be properly educated. And education also includes what happens in the home, what happens in the church, what happens in the community. So it's not just putting them in the classroom. Parents must be responsible. There's a lot of irresponsible parents in our country. You see, they leave their kids and they just float around. Parents must take responsibility. Now, we are not like Western countries where the state can start suing parents for child neglect. Probably should aim for that. A lot of times, some of the parents is difficulty, but we have to encourage parents to be responsible. We have to encourage parents to be responsible. A society cannot be built just by government rules. If people are determined not to look after their kids, there must be rules to compel them to do so. You get it? We cannot say that because the government exists, parents must share their responsibility. And government, in some Western countries, governments try to resolve domestic problems so that they give stipends to single mothers and all kinds of things. Those things are important. But parents must also be responsible. You get it? You cannot leave your child as a burden on other people. If you can't look after the child, don't have them. It's very and we have to have those conversations. Okay? We cannot just say it's all government policy. It's also parental agency. You get it? It's a difficult conversation to have, but you cannot have teenagers loitering around, not going to school, not doing anything, and expect that they will not get pregnant. Local assemblies must get interested. What happens on our streets in the evenings? Who is in? Because if the law says a girl below 16 should not have sex, so if a 14-year-old is having sex, society must be concerned because you put a law there. It's not just a moral issue; it's also a legal issue. Am I lying? So if you have a club, a pub, and you have 14-year-old girls there, the pub owner must be arrested because the law is very clear that these people should not be there. But we don't implement anything. In serious countries, when you're going to buy alcohol, they need to inspect your ID. You get it? Because we don't want our kids to get involved in certain social things. That's how you build a society. But here, we think it's all politics, and people are not being responsible, and we are not telling people the truth. We have to, churches must go to communities and start talking to people about these things. That parents must be responsible for their kids. We must use the churches and the mosques to also talk about those social vices. It's very, very important. Because we will not succeed as a society when we have delinquent children not properly brought up within a home context. It's wrong. You know, we have to have responsible parenting. We have to have a conversation about contraception, about pregnancy. We have to. These are difficult conversations. We have to. Why should you be giving 12-year-olds into marriage? Why should you have 13, 14-year-olds having kids? Why? You know, it's not right. You know? So yeah, if you have any comment to share with me, I'm happy to hear you. And these are systemic issues that transcend NDC or MPP. These are the things we need to solve if our country will do better. Regardless of who is president, you cannot have 26% teenage pregnancy rate in the Savannah region and develop. All the regions around OT 21. I think it was Northeast 23. No, you can't have that. Ashanti 24. How do you have 24% teenage pregnancy rate? How do you develop with that? You know, you have to, and we don't discuss it because, oh, maybe it's not a sexy topic or it's not that. You know, we have to start confronting. Always, somebody told me that. Always look out for things that don't change. So we've had, since I was born, Rollins, Kufuor, Mills, Mahama, Akufo-Addo. Mahama is back. But there are some things that never change. So some of those are structural issues that we need to tackle differently. They don't end with political cycles. Political decisions are important. But there are some things that go beyond that. We have to extend our tentacles into society, the communities. The NGOs must work in concert with the religious groups to open people's eyes to some of these social vices. Kids are taking all kinds of substances, opioid abuse. Go to some of the beach communities in the night. I drove to Choco last few days to do some program. Walk in some of those places around 11 p.m. on Friday night. You will be surprised. You'll be surprised, Kai. Nobody's talking about that. You read a story about somebody wanting something about opioid abuse. People are on all kinds of substances. The state must be concerned. The state cannot leave that, because when you have a society where your young people are on drugs, it's going to lead to many things. So the drug use problem is not just a security problem of arresting somebody at Swissport. It also includes going to the community to tell people that red will kill you. We have to invest in the Ministry of Gender, Social Protection. We have to release funding for them to work, to go into the community. Social welfare must work again. You know, we don't push enough on those points. We are looking for the big ticket items. Government has released X amount for road infrastructure. But kids are on opioids, drug abuse, teenagers. You go to certain schools which are hostel semi-border. In the night, the kids are not, there's no control. There's no control. There are gangs forming. Schools are fighting each other. No. There was something I read recently. There was a fire. Somebody took a gun and was just shooting in broad daylight. We don't even know if he's been arrested. There are communities in Accra, you cannot go there. You know, we are building a house of cards. And if we don't take care, it will collapse on all of us. We have to take social development seriously. The Ministry of Gender should not be an afterthought. She must be a member of cabinet. They must release funding for them to, imagine, see what we did on the street children. They must release funding for them to go. The opioid abuse is serious. And there are symptoms of a broken educational and social system where teenagers can go and mix things and be drinking in the night. Go to those communities. You know, it's terrible. You know, we write a story about it 1 or 2 days and we go back to business as usual. We have to wake up to the social crisis that our development crisis, in my view, is a moral and a social crisis. The moral crisis of people not being accountable and honest, and a social crisis of broken down families. You know? So I always argue about prophecies and things, looking for big congregation to make noise. The society that you are in is getting destroyed around you. The purpose of a church is not to prophesy national anything. Go into the community and solve problems. Go into the community, build a school, build a hospital. Have a safe haven for do a program for pregnant teenagers and give them a career. Do a business thing. Call Ghana Employment Agency. Pick girls from the street and teach them a skill, how to sew, something. Rehabilitate them. That's what we should be doing. Our gospel is not complete just having a big program, prophesying, planting things and collecting offering. No, we have to go into the community. The people who came with this, they went into the community. Go into the community because the work is out there. The work is not in the church. Go into the community and intervene. The Catholics do it very well. Caritas, they go. I met a friar. His work is a community development priest. All he does is move from community to community. Social programs, youth empowerment, education. This is what we should be doing. Guy, I'm sounding this alarm because sometimes when something is getting destroyed, it doesn't look obvious until it breaks. You get it? It's like an accident came out of the blue. When you do the investigation, maybe many things went wrong, small, which culminated in that. I was reading a book. Malcolm Gladwell was writing about accidents of aircraft, and he was saying that sometimes it's tiny things you don't check that culminates into a big thing. So a societal collapse. You see, Sudan is at war. Sudan didn't get at war because people started fighting. No? Maybe there were specific things they were doing. Young people were getting armed. They were pushing extremism. They were pushing sectarianism. Gradually, they were radicalizing people for 20 years. Then one day, somebody lights a fire and the keg explodes, and you say, "How did this happen?" That's how it is. It doesn't come because a bad person wants to destroy a country. It comes because good people sit down and watch things destroy specifically. Small. Moral crisis, social crisis, economic crisis. One day, all of that will come together, and then boom. Then you say, what happened? What happened to us? We don't want that to happen. So people in responsibility, particularly on the social side, let's get to work. Let's go back to our communities and let's start engaging the youth. Give them employable skills. Give them a proper education. Put them in vocational skills training. Take them from the streets. Save them from drug abuse. All the things they're doing in the night. Parents allowing their kids to go and wander all over. Go and read about the opioids. Kids are smoking all kinds of things. 14, 15, 16-year-olds. And we are sitting here thinking everything is okay. No. We have to get serious with the country. I'm going to yield the floor to Kakra to do a couple of interviews. Who are you going to talk to next?
Well, we have friends from Tallow. This is the Tallow Agri-Venture Program. They're going to talk about that.
All right. I suspect that it's going to be interesting. So agri development, right?
Yes.
I like that. So Tallow will come in, and then later on you do another interview. Let me just remind you about Diamond Cement, environmentally friendly cement brand with the 32.5R cement and also the 42.5R as well. This is the 25th year of Diamond Cement's continued work in Ghana. Call 0244313368. Locate Diamond Cement nationwide with factories in Aflao, Takrady and Buipe. Call 0244313368. Diamond Cement still as hard as a diamond. Time check is 9:20. Francisca, who do we have in studio this morning?
So we have, I don't know, Edmond, Fifi, Angel.
Look at the name and guess whose face belongs.
Well, they are nodded, so that makes it easier.
Yeah.
So Edmond is with social performance. He's the social performance manager at Tallow Ghana.
Right.
We also have King David Amo. Okay, so he also nodded. Corporate communications and marketing lead with InnoHub.
Okay.
And then we have cohort 1 alumni Vosbeth Kofi Azuma, who is CEO of Vokia Farms, Agotime Beh, Volta region. Okay.
So let me guess. Tallow is partnering with InnoHub to train people like this. Right. So this is the company sponsoring, this is the company that training, and this is the beneficiary. I see. So please go ahead.
Gentlemen, you're welcome. I will start with Edmond. Edmond, what can you tell us about Tallow Agri-Venture Program, or what you call TAP? What inspired it?
Thank you very much. We believe at Tallow that our resources, hydrocarbon resources, should benefit the entire country, and we are working to build a brighter future through responsible oil and gas development. So for the past 5 years, we focused on education, and where our operations are located, we've done a lot in terms of right from kindergartens, looking at education through to primary school, senior high school. When we went to the universities, the scholarships, University of Ghana, Ashesi, Kenya University. So after we looked at the graduation rate, a lot of people have gone through school. They are out of school looking for jobs. So when we looked at our strategy, we realized that the next big thing should be jobs. So we decided then we need to do agri-venture. And we went to do agribusiness. We had conversations with a lot of partners, and we settled on InnoHub. So we came with the Tallow Agri-Ventures program, and the reason is to support people that young people that want to go into agribusiness, and then also those that have already started but need financial support, we provide support for them. So that basically is the Tallow Agri-Ventures program.
Okay, and King David, you are heavily involved with the individuals of the beneficiaries of the cohort, especially with the training. What has so far been the impact as you are yet to graduate your first cohort, I believe?
Exactly. So, good morning once again. And like Fifi mentioned, we're excited when Talo decided to partner with us at InnoHub to provide support for agribusinesses, because for us as InnoHub, we breathe SME and we breathe all things business development. So we started in 2024, and 1 year down the line, we have supported 10 businesses at the growth stage ventures. And like Fifi mentioned, you had those who want to go into agribusiness newly, and for those who are already in and have needed support. So for people like Azuma, we supported 10 of them from last year until date who are graduating actually today. Each of them, we supported them with $10,000 and market access. So we give you the money and not just leave you to go find for yourself, but we give you business development support, market access, and any form of technical assistance that makes you grow as a business and expand your frontiers. So 10 of them were supported in that regard. Beyond that, so these businesses were selected across three regions in Ghana, not just one particular region. These businesses totaling have been able to create 23 new jobs.
Wow.
23 new jobs, and about $480,000 of additional capital has been raised.
Wonderful.
By these businesses. And the most exciting part is that business growth, one of the things we do is measure your revenue growth. These businesses over the course of the period have been able to increase their revenue by 339%.
Wow.
That's the kind of impact we are always looking for. And like we said, it's in 2 stages. So for those who are also trying to go into agribusiness, I don't have the land, I don't have the money, I have the land. All of those businesses last year, we supported 440 beneficiaries across Ghana, across 5 regions from the North, Ashanti, East Volta, and other places, just to ensure that across value chains such as soya beans, such as pepper, such as snail, fish, and rice, we have youth in Ghana, especially women who are engaged in active economic activity in agricultural value chain. A lot of times we say, Ghana is an agriculture country, but what deliberate steps are being taken? If you're going to talk about deliberate steps, that is what the Talo Agri Ventures program is doing.
That's impressive, and kudos to you. I want to bring in Azuma himself. He's a beneficiary.
Azuma.
Share your experience with us.
Okay. Good morning.
Or maybe you can start by telling us about your business first.
Yeah.
But congratulations.
I think the dream started way back in the 2016.
Okay.
Where I decided to return back home after my national service to start farming.
Correct.
A decision that was criticized by many family colleagues. That decision, that determination birthed Vokia Farms.
Wow.
Vokia Farms mainly were into crop farming. Then in 2022, we lost almost 100 acres into post-harvest losses.
Oh.
But we continue. With a staff capacity of 5 people.
Okay.
Then we met Talo. I will say our journey is a journey of resilience. So post Talo, we are able to have 20 staff now.
Okay.
Means that Talo's intervention is able to bring on board 15 people, staff across. There are females and males as well. We are in a village. So you can imagine a village where there's a lot of Agotime Petwe.
Agotime, who East?
Yes, they are currently celebrating their Kente festival.
Big time, this weekend.
Sure. And imagine a village where there's a lot of gambling ongoing. There's high rural urban migration. The youth are not ready to return back home after school. Factories are non-existent. Government says I'm supporting, but the support is not forthcoming. So I happen to be the only agro industry or manufacturing firm in the entire district.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and I won the overall Volta Regional Best Farmer at the age of 31 in 2022.
Small boy like you. Overall Best Farmer.
Yeah.
Volta Region.
Yeah.
Wow.
So through Talo's intervention, we are able to bring jobs to the people we are growing.
Wow.
And I can say that intervention is very
What kind of
important.
crops do you grow?
we do maize, but now the focus is on cereals. We produce legume cereal mixed on brown. We produce Hausa cocoa maize. Now we also produce pepper, Vokia pepper. So these are the 3 products that we have. We are able to move from 1,000 pieces production per day to over 24,000 pieces a day. That's significant.
Are you exporting yet?
We have some engagement with some distributors who want to take exclusive right of Canada and USA. That engagement is ongoing.
Wow.
Through Tallow, the training, the development, they have been able to shape our financials, our systems, where we approach Exim Bank, Ghana, asking for a 10 million investment to scale. Without their intervention, I'm not sure we'll be able to have that sort of a system to approach the government. So we just use this medium to tell the government to hurry up and activate.
Well, that's impressive and that's great to hear. I'll come back to you, King David. Something exciting is happening this week, 13th to 15th August. Yes. Tell us about that.
Great. So we started yesterday. Last year, we onboarded 10 of Azumes to provide them the support they need to grow. This year, Talo said they are putting their money where their mouth is. So we onboarded 20. We had 25 finalists. Exciting business on stage. Unfortunately, we could only have 20 on board. And these 20 people were selected to go into the cohort 2 of the Talo Agri-Ventures program. Today, we are having the graduation of the cohort 1, that's Azuma and his colleagues. And then we onboard the 20 who are now going on to the program today to usher them. And then finally tomorrow, we have a bootcamp session where, like we say, we don't just provide you with the money. We create milestones of growth for you over the next 1 year that we can track and be sure that you said they're going to give you $10,000. So what are you using the money for? What else can we do to support? And exciting, for instance, last year, right after the pitch, and this is happening, Talo says, okay, we have suppliers day, we have people in-house, we are buying, people brought their products and it ran out. Just there and then. That's how the market access beyond the money has been. So this week is just a milestone celebration and a charting of a new path of growth for the new 20 ventures who are coming on board.
What sets TAP apart from all other entrepreneurial programs?
Mr. Talo,
you want to handle it?
Right, thank you. So when we started this, we did a little of our engagement. What we noticed was that a lot of the young people say that people train them and then they ask them to go and look for money, and that they are tired of the training. So we said this time around we will train you and give you money.
Correct.
So as Ken has explained, we are supporting 30 businesses. We've done the first 10. We are now starting with the next 20. And also, we are looking at new ventures. So the 30 are those that have started already. So if you have an initiative and you want to start a business, we also are supporting you. And here we are looking to create over 500 new businesses and about 1,600 jobs.
Over what period?
Within the next 2 years.
Wow.
Yes. And already we are almost at 1,000 jobs and almost 200 ventures already. So what set this apart is that there is resources available. And then when you get the money there is coaching for the next 2 years for you. So we follow up with you, we visit, we sit down, we have conversations. So from Northern Region, Tapuli, Cheshegu, Volta, we've been everywhere, having conversation with the ladies, with the boys, with the gentlemen, with the men, regarding how this is going, and we are hoping that it makes the required impact.
Great, and you have an impact story here. That's Azuma. Azuma, how has this been personally and in terms of your business beneficial?
Personally, there is growth. Not just the money per se, because the coaches are able to stay with you. Whatever concerns you have in your business, I believe business is about people. It's not about the money. It's about the people and how you put in systems, and the result will come. So they guiding us through these processes. As imagine, you are exposed to a lot of challenges as young businessmen. And how do you handle these people at the worksite? How do you ensure that they are motivated? How do you ensure that you have that sort of emotional intelligence so that every problem from each an employee is handled in a professional manner? And how do you take care of yourself as well as your own emotional being? Is very tough. But with their involvement and showing us the way, because they know much better, I've been able to develop and knowing much more about the business space, where to invest, what to do at this stage. Basically, there's a lot of progress.
And I like what I like about this is the fact that you train somebody to employ many others. Youth unemployment is already a challenge for Ghana, something we are grappling with. King David, for you, what's the bigger vision that TAP seeks to achieve within the context of youth unemployment or employment generally?
I like the setting of the question you just said about how there's that levels of unemployment, especially among the youth. And research actually shows about 40% of the population is within that bracket. So for us, 4 things, amongst many other things. One, to be that kind of leading driver of employment and rural development. Because like Fifi mentioned, we've been to the north, Takpli, Sheshegu. We've been to the hard-to-reach areas, having conversations, and so how we can support them. So one of the beautiful things, like when we go to every community, looking at what is the mainstay, what is the product or the crop that is growing here that needs support. We go, so up north we're doing pepper, we're doing soya beans. We come down south, we do rice, fish farming, and all of that. So that's the first thing. The second thing we are looking at is how it can be that model for private sector investment into agriculture. Because a lot of times we are seeing governments launch a lot of initiatives. It's good. But the question is, how can private sector also come together as partners with Talo's money and InnoHub's expertise within the SME development space? How can we come together and create that model which really drives economic development? We also want to have a kind of a strong network. So today we are having graduation for cohort 1 and still having onboarding for cohort 2. So it will be a lot of shared learning for the youth and ensure that youth in agribusiness are talking to each other. And yesterday, an interesting thing on stage, one person came to pitch after another person and said, okay, in your pitch you said you need equipment. Guess what? I am providing that equipment. So come to me. We said we are going to send you an invoice for the marketing. But that's the beauty of the kind of engagement we are creating amongst youth in agriculture here in Ghana. And finally, we believe that the Talo Agri Ventures signals that kind of a success model where we are creating a stronger and a more competitive food secure Ghana, because we are talking about eating what we grow and growing what we eat. How better can we do it than to have a young, vibrant economy of people who are willing to go into agriculture and ensure that Ghana is food secure and probably achieve that level of food sovereignty we are also looking for. That's what our goal is. Yeah.
Very impressive. And gentlemen, this is great. I wish you all the best, but I would like to take your concluding comments. Edmond, perhaps you start.
Right, thank you. At Talo, we believe in building a brighter future through responsible oil and gas development. And we've done it in managing our impact. And we are also looking forward to continue with this agri-ventures, and we look forward to diversifying our support in various areas just to support national development and also the industry. Thank you.
Friends from Talo, InnoHub, and Vukia. Vukia Farms in the Agotime Ziope district. I'll come and visit your farm. You've done well. How many acres are you doing?
Now the focus is on the agro-processing.
Okay.
We started with 100 acres. And now the focus is on agro-processing.
You're a manufacturer. Come to This is Ghana. Come and show the products. What you produce, Tom Bryan things. Okay. Do this thing too. You know what they call it, the flakes.
Okay.
Do the Vukia cornflakes. No, you can learn that. It's not just Kellogg cornflakes. We can do Vukia cornflakes.
Yeah.
Mix, you know Zoklali.
Yeah,
you can convert it into something. We'll buy it. That's innovation. And you are working with InnoHub. And we'll buy it. It'll be nice. Eating our own version of cornflakes. Made in Vukia Farms. I like it. So This is Ghana is on the 6th and 7th of September. We are showing people like this who are adding value to production, and they are doing it in a very excellent way. Thank you, Talo. Thank you. When we come back, we will be playing the Homowo Cup match between two of my favorite football teams. The cup is here, and we'll decide where the cup will go before the interview is over. Stay with us.
This is the City Breakfast Show, the city's biggest conversation.
Shika ke ye mini chaka it's abundance. This is to the young man. Get your first job and you're blowing it like the prodigal son. You won't start farming, you won't build a house. Okay ye. Yeah, that's gone. Jessica, and then any mbesiafune
odi mbesiasem
correct
odi
mbesiasem ko nyasika ko kayenye. Well, His Royal Majesty Ni Ayibonte the Second, the Gbese Paramount Chief of Gbese and the Adonten of Ga. You know Benkum Nifa Adonten. There's a massive trophy in front of me, which is what is up for grabs this weekend when the Gbese Manchester Homawo Cup, it's called the Homawo Peace Cup, will be contested for by two of my favorite teams. I like Accra Hearts of Folk, that's my team. I'm a Phobian, but you know, these days I go to Pando a lot. My late wife was educated in Pando, and so I went there last week, and I kind of have a soft spot for Pando Heart of Lions too. You know, because for a long time they were the only team from the Volta region in the league before I think Wafa in Sogakope or something. So every time the results come, I want to see how Heart of Lions did. My own person, when Heart of Lions plays Heart of Folk, I don't know who to support. You know, but I'm a Heart of Folk supporter.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I think that the Gbese was in the spirit when they decided that this would be the two teams to play the match, because they are my two favorite teams. It means that the tournament is for me. You know, they are my two favorite teams.
Where will your support go?
my heart will always be with Hearts of Folk. But I also feel like if Heart of Lion wins, it will do well. Football in the Volta region must grow. There are a lot of good footballers there. You just need to scout them. You know, there are a lot of teams in BA now. A lot of good players have been scouted from the Bono and Ahafo areas. I think there are some good players in the Volta region too. And I think Heart of Lions have done a great job. But Hearts of Folk is a traditional team. Phobia. Masters. Like, it's a proper team. It has spirit, you know. Had 1911, solid. And interestingly, in my mother's hometown, our house is called 1911 house.
Hey.
Yeah. When you go to my mom's hometown, there's a park called 1911 Park, and my house is called 1911 House. It was built in 1911. So we are Hasselfolk, we are, we are.
No coincidence.
I'm telling you. So we are Hasselfolk people, proper people. My dad, my uncle, we are all Hasselfolk people. So Sami, welcome. I think I've done the work for you. I've already done the work. Charlie, for me out.
It's like you're going to be a winner at the end of the day.
Whoever wins me, I'm inside. Whoever wins, I'm inside. But this year's Homo Cup looks bigger, physically and also figuratively. It's like it's a bigger. We are doing more about it. What's happening?
I think it's hard time we work on preserving our culture and lifting our, projecting our traditions and culture to the whole world. If you look at the budget, the report that came from the Tourism Authority, it tells you the eyes of Ghana, the world's eyes is on us, and the only thing we can be using to get the people to understand what we have and how they should come and be part of our celebration is to projecting our traditional festivals and culture. So Komowo being the biggest in the capital, it's ideal we add football to climax it.
Is it the first time we've done it?
This is the second time. Previously there were some being played, but it went out for a long time. This is the second time we are doing this one. We started last year. Remember, we did it for peace, and I think Citi, you did well.
Correct.
I got the 2 MPs in Odododio to pledge peace, and for the first time in Odododio, there was not a single
so you used the cup,
yes, to promote peace, and I think peace is also not a one-day thing. It's one of things we should continue. So this year's edition is also for peace, and we are hoping that we'll be able to achieve some positives there.
I have a question. Is it because the Gbese Manche, in his pre-ascension to the stool, was a football man? You know Tommy Okai? That's the name of the Gbese Manche. Yeah. He was a phobia man, a proper football man. And I think, having ascended the throne, he believes that he cannot leave his first love.
Exactly.
Yeah, because he loves football.
Exactly.
So Tommy Okai, who is the Gbese Manche,
Nyai
the second. Football has always been a soft spot.
Exactly.
Which is why he chose the Gbese Homowo. So when is the Homowo itself? We are in a season, right? The whole month.
So Homowo is something that needs to be documented. I remember when I met Resuma, he said he can't wait to be part of this, and next year he wants her to do it bigger than even this year.
Correct.
Because if you look at the processes of war, I was taught just recently that I also have the mandate to organize. Not knowing the time they do the ban, they do the ban on noise making and drumming. It's at the time that they are praying to God for God to give them bumper harvest.
Okay.
And then they will hoot hunger away.
Okay.
So they will start that, and he is the one who performs that right.
Okay. Okay.
Because he's I don't think
for the whole of Ghana.
For the whole of Ghana, he knows that's their powers.
Okay.
They know how they arrange it, but Ni is the one who has that power to perform that right. So he does something, and then to lift it, they call it Udada. So even Udada needs to be celebrated well, because that's the time the whole capital is okay. Now it's time for you to celebrate and do whatever you want to do. That's the time that they said that they've hooted hunger away.
Okay.
They pray to God, so now they are lifting it. They will now go.
Homo is hunger.
Yes. So no, they will now go fishing, go farming. So they lift it and they do Udada. So then down they go fishing, farming to bring food. And truly, if you look at the dynamics, this time too, you have a lot of maize, corn, and then fish catching, and bumper harvest, and it's like, well, traditionally the spiritual thing works. And then when they lift it, now they prepare for the Omowo. Then the Thursday they say Subimba means they'll go and bring the food from the forest, the bush, the farmers, and then the fishermen. So Subimba. So this Thursday, today is Subimba. Yesterday, Ni was sharing maize and corn at the palace yesterday when we were having a press conference. So Subimba, they bring food. Friday, the twins.
Oh.
The twins will Then Saturday is quickly where they eat and enjoy and have fun and thank God for the harvest. Then Sunday they call it Ngoya something. It's like they are now thanking God, Thanksgiving. So is so unique. So imagine we document all of this well, the traditions that go on, and you know the diaspora, this is what they love. So we went to KOD's office too. He's ready to also be part. But we've had one of the worst, biggest challenges, that's losing the lives of these great 8 heroes that affected a lot of plans that we had. But we think, though we've lost them, we can use this match to honor them.
So when is the match? What are the details?
Sunday, 17th August at Accra Sports Stadium.
This weekend. And we'll do a curtain raiser too for coals, under 13 coals from Accra North and Accra West. Accra North is mix up of Mamprobi, Choko, Bukum, that area, that's Suman, and then Accra North. Accra West is that side. Accra North is Kanishin, Bubu Ashin. This side is part of Accra North. So this is selected coast team.
Yes. So the under 13, best under 13 there will play with the best.
Who is coaching them?
They are coaches in the region, in the district.
Putting the players
putting them together. And then we have a Legends game of the Igbese 11, the High Commission 11, the British High Commission.
The Legends.
Yeah,
these are the Okwes.
And I want Kwame Recruits.
The old players.
Old players. Those who also
same day.
Yes, the same day. Just some short few minutes. Then we'll bring the match itself out
the real match. So the whole thing starts what time?
Gates open at 2. The main match will start at 5. And the curtain raisers. In fact, gate opens at 1. The curtain raisers start at 2. The coast one. Then the next one at 3, and then the main game at 5.
Amazing. Accra Sports Stadium.
Yes.
Is it free, or how can we buy tickets?
Well, we are going to have 5 cities tickets.
Oh, okay.
So that
5 cities.
Yeah, that's Galamsey special. We want them to come. This
5 cities.
Want to make it, and that one when is you can buy. You want to buy 10 cities also. There's 20 cities also. That's then we have the VIP 100 cities and the VVIP 200 cities.
Amazing.
So we segment them for everybody's pocket. At least if you have 10 cities, 5 cities, you can still come and have fun.
Wow.
We are going to bring in musicians also. And that special day that we are going to honor our great fallen heroes. Something unique will happen. We are trying. We've gotten to Mr. Resoma, who is getting the Ghana Dance Ensemble. We are going to do something.
Some performance. Or
yes,
some
something.
sketch.
Yes, some not church, but
sketch. I mean sketch.
Yes, something unique that you have. There's a stand. If you watch the president card, there's a stand that no one sits. We're going to have big banners of all the 8 fallen heroes. We're going to have a performance for the short performance by the dance ensemble. Even our sister Apioko
will do something.
Poetry. We want to do something for the fallen heroes to know that we've lost them, but we've not forgotten them.
And that will build into the festival match.
Yes.
Amazing. Can families come? Can people come with kids?
Super. We have done. We are going to have security that checks these things. The thing that you use to enter.
The 10 stars.
10 stars. And then we will have the national security, the police, the other securities apparatus there. We've coordinated well with the national security, and then we're going to make sure the place is friendly for families and all kids. We're even in contact with people to bring in bouncy castle for the kids.
Wow.
Then we're going to have extra toilet facilities to mobile toilets. So we'll make the place very, very.
So Sunday, 17th August, Accra Sports Stadium, Hearts of Lion versus Hearts of Oak. Francisca, who do you think will win?
Hearts of Oak. That's my pick.
But which team do you support, by the way? Or you don't support it?
I'm kind of on Garland, so I'm not sure if I should say it. I'm a Fabulous girl.
Well, Fabulous are all supporting Heart of Lion.
Oh, yes. No, but I will support Hearts of Oak because I'm looking at the chances.
I'm so disappointed. Why do you support?
I'm looking at who will make. I know.
why do you support Fabulous?
No, in this game but now that's a different matter. In this game, I'm supporting Hearts of Oak.
Hearts of Oak.
Yes, I think that the chances are higher for them.
I was rating you highly. They went to do this Kotokotin. The Kotokotin spoil everything. What's this guy? Kotoko. So it's on Sunday the 17th, and I want you to give me the short code.
Okay.
The short code for tickets. Star something.
Yeah, you have it there.
Okay, I think it's star. No, you dial star 71 333 star 44 hash. I think that's it. Star 71 333 star 44 hash to book your ticket instantly, and then you can secure your seats ahead of the game. And this is powered by One World Sports Management, right?
Yes.
Partnered by Ministry of Sports and Recreation, National Youth Authority, AMA, NYA, GJA, and Sunny Amanzi. Yes. Sponsored by Stanbic Bank, Citi Brothers, Azmira, Honeysuckle, Champion Dishes, Ticket prices: Gamashi special price 5 CD, popular stand 10 CD, center line 20, lower VIP 100, VVIP 200. Charlie, it go be rough.
You have Tiny coming in to give you the
Ali Chekankbe.
Yes, and then Jupiter also in.
You know Tiny?
I know
That
Tiny.
coming in.
Charlie, Tiny, therefore, I haven't heard a guy rapper who's that good. Does he still perform regularly? Bankueba. Charlie, after the entertainment we have it all. Buko Banku, Langa Bell, Tiny. It will be massive.
Yes.
It will be massive. So please be at the Accra Sports Stadium.
We're getting there. Getting there. We hope.
I think we can fill the stadium.
We have to.
I think you have to fill the stadium.
We have to.
You know, we haven't had something fun like this in a long time, and the league is on break. So use it to open the season.
Exactly.
use it to open the season. So Sammy and him talking to us about the Bese Homowo Cup 2025, celebrating tradition, promoting peace, inspiring youth, and fostering national development. She's mentioning them so Ke Jacob Nete Yemi, Ke Amankwam Riku Yemi, Ke Ajogu Yemi. Che Edmond Copson Yemi. Ke Ishmael Lamptey Yemi. You know, these were the mighty team that in 2003, 2004, between 2000 and 2005, Hearts of Oak were just unbeatable. Led by Sir Cecil Jones. I took a few. You know Emmanuel Ajogu?
Yeah, Ajogu.
Do you know Edmond Copson?
Yes.
Do you know Amankwa Mreku?
Yes.
Do you know Ismail Lamte?
Yes,
No, it's Ismail. Is it Ismail Ado or Ismail Ado?
Ismail Ado.
Ismail Ado. And of course, we have Emmanuel Osekufo. Yes. Oh my God, that was a team. You know, those days Kotoko was being managed by Herbert Mensah. And they were trying so hard, but Hearts won the league 5 times in a row. They were African champions. Hearts was just amazing.
At some point, we used them to play against Nigeria Valley.
Yeah,
we could have easily won that.
Yeah,
match.
Hearts of Oak beat Esperance in the final. I mean, they were probably the best counter-attacking team in Africa. You know, Cecil Jones did a lot.
Charlie, before we go, let me do this one for my good friend Egypt Kobla Kudoto.
All right.
The vice chair of the NDC in the Volta region. He says, happy birthday from the parents and Kirk to Kextin Makafui Kudoto of Ayi Mensa.
All right.
So, Kextin Makafui Kudoto of Ayi Mensa. Your parents and Kirk are saying they're celebrating you, that you will be a star for the world. So keep doing what you do.
Amazing.
It's good that they have not given Mozambique.
Charlie, he keeps his kids' country names. So at least Kexton is okay. We'll take it like that. We'll bring you live coverage of the state funeral service tomorrow morning from 7 a.m. on Channel 1 television. And all of us will be on TV to bring you that very important program as the nation lays the fallen 8 to final rest. That's all we have time for today's edition of the City Breakfast Show. 10 o'clock is the time. Ejubi Yafia Kinting is here with City News at 10. Good morning.
Good morning.